Hello! Oh, Windows noise. Oh, Windows noises. Ignore the Windows. Ignore the Windows noises. Don't listen. Don't let the noises take over your mind. You must not listen to the voices in your head. They're trying to lead you astray. They're trying to misguide you. Alright. Simple plan today. You have my flesh to clean your bones. But before that, really quickly, there's also too many episodes. Like I mentioned yesterday, once we finished Miracle in District 20 plan for today, we do Mini 2, Mini 3, and then Yield. It's such a long title. I don't know if I call it You of My Flesh. I don't know if I call it Claim Their Bones. I don't know if I call it Yield. Whatever. So the thing I'm confused about with Mini 2, the second Walpurgis night, is I participated in the event while I was active, but I skipped the story, and now when I click on this it goes straight to the combat. So do I have to go to the theater to see the story? I don't know. One way to find out. For now, I forgot what the enemies are weak against. We have not good announcer, I guess. Can only bring 5, not 6.
준비되었어요.
바퀴만 잡고 있을 때가 아니구려.
일인가요?
결투 의뢰로군.
That should work. Also, they seem to be fixed at level 40 because Wap Corbury should be at level 45. Alright, here it goes.
가스 점화. 엔진 시동.
Is there a story or is it combat? There is story, okay, good. We're still on the Great Lake, inside of Boat. This is... Green lights blinding our eyes are loud, and loud alarms rupturing our eardrums. I've gotten used to it by now.
I've been arrested from my refuge of sleep once again.
Thanks to the alarm, the sinners began waking up one by one from their naps. Walpurgis night has descended once again. Even amidst the chaos, Faust remained as calm as ever. She walked up to the helm and shut off the alarm. Already? I thought it was supposed to be a really rare occurrence. Yes, it is a rare occurrence, but its frequency is not something we can reliably predict. I guess going back to sleep is out of the question now. So, there's a chance that it goes off next week too? The possibility is there, yes. I don't believe that it would happen so soon. It takes some time for Mephistopheles' engine to resonate. Faust, who was busily interfacing with the device while answering Roddy's question, came to a sudden stop. What's up? Is there something wrong? No, everything is under control. This is within the predictable range of variables for one such volatility. I'm really paused to contemplate how I should explain this to you and the rest of the sinners, Dante, considering that this will be a new environment for all of you, that is. New environment? I looked at her curiously, but I did not voice my concerns. She was already walking toward the back door. Faust was not going to answer my question anyway. It is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. In this case, a first-hand experience. Yep, knew it. Oh, thus our humdrum daily lives are spruced up once again! You know, it wasn't that long ago that you were scurrying all over the cabin and placing weird decorations everywhere. You know, it was like yesterday. Don't tell me you're already tired of it. Forsooth, I believe that we have had more than enough celebration for that occasion. Dante, please lead the way. The bored sinners seem to find this new possibility of an adventure somewhat exciting. They slowly got up from their seats with enthusiasm. We again made our way to the back door. Dante, the door on which this volatility occurs is in the direction of the dungeons. Oh, so I gotta head toward my room? Yes, please open the door. She did say something about the corridor changing depending on who opened the door. I walked across the corridor trying to recall what Faust once told me. Nice, we're not going into the restricted zone this time. Unlike the other time we had to, while off duty, jump to the rescue of some dumb butts who decided to saunter in there despite the repeated warnings.
I won't do it again, alright?
You've gone against the warning twice already. You are far from the most trustworthy sinner among us. Agreed. I have done it only once, in case thou weren't aware.
Shut it, you.
I'm starting to enjoy this raucousness amongst the sinners. Hoping that this camaraderie would last for a long, long time, I turned the handle and opened the door. Oh.
That door...
Right, the door transformed into an oddly familiar shape. This looks like one of those doors we saw back at one of the Lobotomy Corp branches.
It is identical. It appears that different shapes are overlapping over the door, but all of them are the same design.
Correct. The overlapping shapes are more clear evidence that Walpurgis Night has returned. Opening now. The door creaks open and another corridor before us.
So this is another Lobotomy Corp branch, isn't it?
I'm getting exciting. Thank you! That's what I do on stream all the time. I play a lot of story games and I do a whole bunch of different character voices. The longer I look at it, the more familiar it becomes. This place definitely looks a lot like those Lobotomy Corp branches we've been to.
Oh, you smart butt. If you could just pop open a door leading straight into one of them branches, why aren't we doing any of this tour bus business? Ain't we wasting time and effort out here?
There are numerous inaccuracies in your statement that must be corrected. I'll tacky them in reverse order of your presentation. Or tackle, not tacky. I don't know what the word tacky means, regardless. First, Walpurgis Night is an unpredictable event that not even I could predict. To base our entire operation such an unstable element would be a plan most foolish.
I suppose that's true.
Heath, let's try to think a little before we speak, okay? Heathcliff Scott rolled his remark, but soon grew dejected once he noticed that the other sinners were nodding in agreement. Well, I won't completely deny the possibility of pursuing that method. However, I must clarify that this is not a real Lobotomy Corp branch of the city, merely a result of Walpurgis Night's mutation of the corridor. Therefore, I can say with quite certainty that this does not align with our current mission, which is to retrieve the golden bows from the branches existing in our current reality.
Right. Will you stop it with your lecture when I apologize for speaking without thinking?
As I said previously, I won't completely deny the possibility of pursuing that method. Besides, there are more inaccuracies to be addressed. More? I didn't think there was anything more for her to correct, but Faust clearly seemed to think that there was another critical error in Heathcliff's statement. And without even flinching and wearing that serious expression, she looked into the distance. This is not one of the Lobotomy Corp branches. Faust muttered. Not one of them? So this isn't a Lobotomy Corp facility? This is not a branch. We are at a Lobotomy Corp headquarters of the past. Its point in time is the branch of possibility its point in time and the branch of possibility uncertain. So she's basically saying that this is the main Lobotomy Corp facility. Which makes sense, since Malkuth is an announcer here. And I think they also added Angela as an announcer at the same time. So this is...
The Broken Wing?
Indeed. We find ourselves at a control team hallway of the former L-Corp headquarters. I can sense the rising apprehension among the sinners. So this is where it happened. I don't remember it since it happened before my amnesia, but everyone in the city knows about that incident. The source of the blinding light that enveloped the city for days, which then sunk everyone into utter darkness for the next. But Faust appears unaffected by the general air of anxiety of those around her. Instead, she continues to look off into the distance, away from the sinners. Maybe it's because she doesn't care, or maybe what she already knows doesn't faze her. Are you all waiting for something, Faust? I am. There's more to this volatility than the volatility phenomenon we've experienced in the past. Soon it will... Before Faust finished, the light in the corridor suddenly switched colors. It has begun... What treachery is this? Is this what they call side burial? A different sign would play if an event of a magnitude requiring that level of response had occurred.
Then what the heck is this? I'm really not liking the look of that red light.
They're here, ahead. I followed the tip of Faust's finger, which pointed toward the same direction she'd been looking at the entire time. Steam of unknown origin began to coalesce there.
Is that a machine?
And a bizarre machine of sorts appeared there. This is an ordeal. Color green, timed on. All units.
Don't you just spell it out for us? That menacing pile of scraps coming this way.
I feel like over time I'm becoming less and less able to do Gregor's voice. It's... my Heathcliff and Gregor voices are slowly merging together. Everyone seemed to know that something like this was going to happen. They prepared for battle while warily eyeing the mysterious machine.
That didn't have no melody too?
No, wait. It feels more like a peccatulum. I instinctively blurted out the immediate sense they gave off, and looked at Faust. She'll know what to say. Instead of giving me an answer, however, Faust brandished his eyeliner and stepped forward. We must first suppress the entities, Dante. Prepare the identity cards. So this is the Walpurgis night of the Dawn ordeal.
나만 믿고 다들 집중해줘. 도움이 될 수 있을 거야.
And the most recent Walpurgis night was the one with the fairy festival. This is 1 wave, 5 turns, suppression's 10. I don't know if I need to get a specific score to clear this to get to the next part of the story. It's not a focused encounter, which still feels weird. Forgot about that part.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
기름도 나오지
개체들의
않는
체력이
놈이구나.
많이 깎여 나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속
And now,
나아간다.
for the first time, it actually feels very fitting that I'm currently using Lobotomy Core Brendan Faust on the team.
방금 공격은 좋았어.
She's not out of place for once.
좋을 텐데.
기세가 수그러지는 걸 잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을
아까의
때까지
공격으로 인해서
지금을
대상에게
반복한다.
많은 피해를
쉴 새는
입혔어.
없다.
적들이 충분히
There are so many
나약해졌다는
people
거지.
talking right now.
끝을 내도 될 것 같아.
총원 불격. 저 시식의 유쾌한 결투였다.
Ta-da!
방금 했던 공격은 매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 부족해. 다음
이 작살은
공격은 더 잘할 수
필살의
있도록.
집념이 담겨 있지.
Just hearing Malekith's voice acting makes me want to play Library Villain again.
기름도 나오지 않는 놈이구려.
잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다. 두렵진 않네요.
아까의 공격으로 인해서 대상에게 많은 피해를 입혔어.
I wonder if this is a remix of the original
나약해졌다는 거지.
ordeal theme.
끝을 내도 될 것 같아.
I can't really tell because I didn't play a lot Lobotomy Corporation much. But I feel like this sounds slightly different than I remember. Should probably use my stronger skills. Even if I'm not clashing. Blind obsession!
조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 바로 모든 것을
528 damage! Yep, that'll work.
방금
이
너무
작살은
근사한 일격이었는데
필살의 집념이
관리자님에게
담겨
우수한
있지.
평가를 받을 수 있겠어.
I can't use it again though. I can use wing meat. Wing meat. Why are you not using... What? What? Why no wing meat?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
그래요. 그렇게 가만히 있어요. 상처난 고기는 맛없으니까.
늘어졌네 저거. 멋지게.
기세가 수그러지는 건 운명의 기회다.
기름도 나오지 않는 놈이구려.
두렵진 않네요. 아까의 공격으로
I
인해서
think this is the
대상에게
last
많은 피해를
turn.
입혔어. 지금은 두렵지 적들이 않아요. 충분히 나약해졌다는 거지.
Definitely not able to kill all 30 of them. I don't know how to do that.
유쾌한 결투였네.
두렵진 않네요.
Time limit reached. Remaining entity is 8. Eventually managed to reduce the machines to a pile of scrap metal.
Ralph's, there's gotta be a reason we decided to stand our ground and fight instead of shutting the door on him, right?
I still don't know why Gregor keeps calling Faust Frau Faust. I assume that's some kind of Korean honorific, maybe? Hold on, let me look this up. Define Frau in Korean? German? Is it a German thing? Gregor is German, isn't he? I think he is. Woman? Just means a woman. Gee, thanks, Google Translate. Maybe it's just a German honorific for Miss? Miss Faust? Oh. Here to elaborate, let Faust ignored his gesture and instead began to observe the walls and items around her.
What were the nature of these entities?
Nia Sang stood next to Faust and began to muse alongside her. They are entities that used to appear in the Bottomic Corp headquarters. Entities similar to yet different from the abnormalities the Bottomic Corp headquarters used to call them ordeals. Oh, that's a period. I can read.
Ordeals. I see. Then was this corridor, which is evidently not a containment unit, also utilized to contain certain entities as well?
These monsters have a tendency to spontaneously appear during certain periods. Monsters? Like, monsters of the outskirts? I suppose that is one way of looking at it. However, that comparison may grow increasingly inaccurate as we delve further into the technicalities. All I can share with you is that you will eventually come to know more of it, Dante. Like the nocturnal march of 100 demons. Heh, I like it. Oh, Dante, there's something I must inform you. Yeah? There's a high chance of these ordeals or encounters of similar intensity appearing from these volatilities. I recommend challenging every occurrence of these encounters. So she says, guys.
I really don't like this Fighting? Fighting? I think I'm supposed to say fighting, but I have a minor spelling mistake.
Aha! I welcome thy preposition. 'Tis two birds with one stone indeed. We may find entertainment as we train ourselves to be better. Except for Faust and Yuseng, who were quietly exchanging their observations. Each sitter began raudely sharing their impressions. Well, I guess that's a more reasonable preposition than let's just doze off on the bus until we find land. Hopefully Faust or Yuseng will one day find the time to explain their findings to me. Right, we had to get moving. I approached the sinners to get us going. Good! Good? Or God? I can't tell if you're saying good or God. You're so full. Did you also eat too many burgers, as I did yesterday?
머나먼 고래에 닿기 위해서는
20 out of
아직도
30.
부족하다.
I don't think I'm gonna try getting dirty, I'm good.
그리고
Evening, manager. Good evening. Are you also manager? Wait, there's multiple managers. How does this work? This is confusing. Alright. There's Technical Burgess night done. Now for Mini 3 back to the bus. Which should be shorter since there's no combat. A company? A company. Evening company. With multiple branches. Ah! Yeah, that makes sense. Warning, warning, land ahoy! Caroline, who had been quietly holding the helm for a while, suddenly spoke up. As if on cue, everyone in the cabin simultaneously jumped up from their seats. The crew's joy at the end of this long journey was palpable. Finally, is it over?
My eyes well with tears of relief. If they ever let us go on a vacation, remind me to preclude any seafaring options. I think I've had enough of the Great Lake for one lifetime.
Some sailors began to visibly relax with the realization that the long lake voyage had finally come to an end. Others rushed to the windows as if they were expecting anything to have changed while you were away from the shores. A Limbus Company! Half the time whenever I see or hear somebody say Limbus Company, I get a brief flashback of Gregor telling Don Quixote to shut up as he interrupts her saying,
We are from Limbus Company.
Announcing us like we're some sort of superheroes. You guys are being so overdramatic. Back in my sailor days, setting sail on the Great Lake meant that you'd have to spend
At least 3 years at the treacherous sea, out of any landsman's sight. Right, I think I've heard that exact sentence a few dozen times now. So...
Agreed. You have made your point, Ishmael. I found it difficult to tolerate when you began sharing that story for the 4th time. You guys were the ones who complained that no one had any fun stories to tell. Just as we were exchanging a few meaningless jabs at each other. Is that the sound of the bus boat turning back into a bus? Have we reached land or did we turn back into a bus too early? Mephistopheles suddenly jerked violently as though something had exploded. Of course, we were all promptly thrown about the bus boat like ragdolls. Is everyone okay?
Can this bloody bus come to a smooth stop for once? Wait, bus?
Youthka was right. I took a quick look around and realized that the cabins had transformed back into the shape of the bus we'd grown so used to. Wait, what am I waiting for? Wait, did you play the Green Ordeal? Yes, I just now finished it. Right before you joined. Like immediately before you joined. Are you upset you missed out on hearing Malkuth's announcer voice? Huh? Are you just lost? It was only like 20 minutes, it was pretty short. And this should be even shorter since there's no combat. I did already participate in the event while the second Perkins night was active. I cleared most of the missions, I think, but not all of them. So I didn't get all the rewards. That's fine, I have it in my notes? Okay, good. I don't think I have Malkuth. I forgot if she was a paid one or from one of the extractions. The one announcer I know for sure I don't have is Yuri, because I want her. But I don't want to spend $10 to get her. It's not worth it. Malkuth. I can still never decide between whether I like Malkuth or Hod more. Like, Malkuth is obviously cuter, duh, but Hod is a lot more relatable for me. I'm indecisive. Can't hit the transform button. Click clack. Caroline, can you give us a warning for once? At least a turn signal or something, please?
Yeah, Caroline, please.
Bus boat don't have turn signals. Too bad, bad guy. I thought there was going to be some complicated procedure to transform it back to a bus. I guess it just happens with the click of a button, huh? Malkuth versus Rapod? What's Rapod? I've never heard anybody call her Rapod before.
I thought we'd have to stop by a workshop or a boatworks office again.
One of many functions of Mephistopheles is that I can remember every form or property it once possessed. Rap god? What? When did a hot turn into a rap god? I don't remember this part. I never... I assume it was probably part of Lobotomy Corporation. I didn't get far in Lobotomy Corporation, though I did complete all of Hod's floors. And I think I did 3 or 4 Hod's floors in Runa. There's a thing. There's a thing. Oh. So I made LabCorp plus Eminem's Rap God? With like an AI generated voice sample pack using Hod's voice? The only songs I've heard people using Project Moon characters for to do voice covers is one person who did a couple covers of Pass On. Like, since Gregor's Crane voice actor is the same voice actor as the Crane double of SpongeBob, or Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob, someone did a Mr. Krabs cover of Pass On. No, just music? Oh. One of many functions of Mephistopheles is that I can remember every form of property I once possessed. Therefore, it follows that once it takes a certain form, it can revert to it or any of its previous forms at any time.
I see. Anyways, we're finally back on land. Aren't you glad, Heathcliff? You've been so looking forward to this. Huh?
Heathcliff's face lit up for a brief second, but a vortex of complicated feelings overcame him. It is librarian rap god? I don't think I can listen to it on stream, but I could probably try looking it up and bookmark it to listen after stream. Why on earth am I getting a trailer for League of Legends on my YouTube recommended? I hate League of Legends, go away! Library and rap god. Rap pod? There's just regular rap gods. Try Library of Runa Rap God. I assume it's probably similar to the mashup of Roland's theme and Gundam style, or it just plays both songs at the same time, or the mashup of You Want to Get Beat Heartily and Hardware Store by Yankee Owl or Weird Al. I forgot what his name was. I think it was Weird Al. I'm assuming that's the kind of mashup it is. I'll bookmark that for when I'm done streaming. There we go. I need to find more Dawn songs. I don't think I've heard any Dawn songs.
Then, oi, vroom lass. Are we at T-Corp?
Heathcliff was talking to Caroline, but she did not reply. Maybe it's because he didn't call her by her name. Or maybe it was that she didn't really know where we were either. She always drives wherever her whims take her, after all. Which makes it very, very confusing how we always somehow end up at the correct destination. Virgilius, explain. Like that one female cover of Lord of La Mancha? Never heard of that one either.
This monochromatic gray hue is reminiscent of that place indeed. Yet, there is a disparity. Yeah, I suppose it was of a different monochromatic hue than whatever this is.
T-Corp, District 20. I've never been there myself, but I've tangentially experienced it via Yang's spasms of ego. Yeah, that place was supposed to take our colors away, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I are that apparently T-Corp's singularity or district has some kind of color draining property, so there's barely any colors. Which would also explain why during Yuseng's flashbacks, when we were in his chapter, when he was at T-Corp's district, all those flashbacks were also very monochrome, except for the fire, the concept incinerator. This one? I still can't enable links on the stream. I wish I could give you permission, but that command doesn't work for some reason. But I have to keep links disabled, or else bots are gonna come into the stream over and over like, "Get you cheap viewers, follow bots here, grr." No, you're banned. Shut up. Always happens, especially right at the beginning of the stream. T-Corp singularity affects time? Then what is it that's causing the color in the district to drain of color? The color to drain of color, yeah. Your T-Corp singularity affects links? Exactly. I think your T-Corp affects voices. It affects the flexibility of people's throats, so that they can do a very large vocal range. Yeah, that place was supposed to take our colors away, wasn't it?
Have some patience, Heathcliff. We're still in the back streets. We're getting quite close to this place you know so well, aren't we?
Regulus, you had no reason to provoke him like that. Is there a reason we're going through the back streets instead of heading straight to the nest? Oh, you're right. Why are we going through the back streets anyway? I am curious as well. The backstreet roads are rife with danger and winding roundabout paths. This carries an unnecessary risk, does it not?
I would also like to highlight that the immigration process is significantly more lenient when one is migrating from a nest to a nest than it is when migrating from the backstreets to a nest territory.
Ishmael's question to Vergilius had opened a whole new floodgate of questions from other sinners.
Looks like you've all gone rather chatty since we first met. You must know that it won't change how I just answer your questions. Ask me all you want, but I'll not spare the time to give you a comprehensible explanation for your convenience.
What's wrong with asking for some explanations if we're being led through a questionable path? Is it your first... It is your job as our guide to tell us where to go, isn't it? Don't tell me that we haven't been authorized to enter T-Corp Nest yet. And here I thought Limbus Company was a proper business. Sure, it's relatively new, but I thought we had a rather substantial backing. Cannot receive I'm struggling. Never mind, the singularity is failing. We can receive proper authorization to enter most nests should we request it. Then why?
It's the company's will.
Vergilius silenced the entire hubbub on the bus with a short but low growl.
My job as your guide is to plan a path toward the destination as requested by the company. Selecting this path was also a part of accommodating that request. So, please know your place and shut your mouth.
Perhaps that commotion was getting to him. I could tell that Vergilius was rubbing his ear out of frustration. Well, if that's the case... While doubt was still apparent on Ishmael's face, she nodded affirmatively. She was acknowledging that there was little we could do about the orders from the company itself. Alarms? That alarm again? Someone listening in on us or something? That was an inconveniently timed alarm, don't you think? That is unlikely. Dante. Like always, Faust looked into the bus's terminal before giving me a look that I've come to recognize. Yup, another volatility to take care of, huh? If this was a game where every character is playable, Vergilius would be a high-level player on your team going AFK. Yeah, probably. Vergilius is the MRHR 999 hunter. Yes, it is. Another one? Didn't we just wrap up a backdoor volatility?
I think I know what this is. First, were the mirror dungeons and the excavation dungeons. So it's gotta be...
Faust considers her Gregor's growing aptitude for deductions to be a positive development. Oh! Are Gregor and Faust books both based on... Are they both based on German books? That would explain why they both keep referring to each other with German honorifics. So Frau is like a German word for miss. So I assume her is a German word for mister. That's why they keep calling each other that. Oh! I'm so smart. Faust considers her Gregor's growing aptitude for deductions to be a positive development.
It's the refraction railway, isn't it?
The bus soon fills with the sinner's exasperated sighs.
Sod it. It's that bloody subway tracks again.
Railways really wear me out every time we enter. Greg was based on Gregor from one of Kafka's works? I don't know who Kafka is other than Honkai Star Rail. And Faust is Faust from Goeth? I don't know what Goeth is either.
Well, since the last one was called Line 2, is this going to be a Line 3?
That is likely, yes. Though we cannot say for certain before observing it for ourselves. Dante? I know. Going through the refraction railways takes a lot out of me too. So far, each refraction railway has added new and different patterns, and enemies we faced in there were all much more powerful than any other enemies we'd faced before. But it's also true that I see a noticeable improvement in most Ender's combat prowess once we ride our run through the railway. Not to mention the copious amount of rewards. I don't remember exactly when it was, but Faust once took the time to explain the railway's abnormalities to me. That the abnormalities we battle on the railways are probably not the same ones that exist in the world we live in. So it's not like we'll be able to capture them and bring them back, but they're perfect for practice, just in case we run into our real versions. Well, whichever is the case, going through the railway will be a net positive for us. So, let's get going then. I took a quick glance at the sinners, then opened the door to the back door. Franz Kafka was a German-speaking Bohemian Jewish novelist and writer from Prague. Prague? I don't speak German. Okay, so that's the mini-story, which was added when Line 3 was added. I've still never cleared Line 3. I don't think I'm ever going to. I'm too garbage at the game. I already suffered through Line 1 and 2 enough. I think I'll pass. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe was a German polymath and writer. He was widely regarded as the greatest and most influential writer in German language. Oh! Wow, some bias over Kafka. Greatest and most influential. Poor Kafka. The lines are a pain? Yeah. I only just recently unlocked the hard mode of Mirror Dungeon 4 and cleared that once. That was also pretty rough. I did get pretty lucky that I got Ahab as the final boss. I also just fought like 2 days before that, so that fight was still fresh in my mind. But if I got something like what was it called? The ring, my 4 empties. If I got my 4 empties as the last boss, I would just quit right there and claim my rewards there. I'm not beating that. Which Ahab? The 3-phase one with the FRSDGO. All of you? Well, would the other Ahab be more difficult in the Mirror Dungeon? You don't want to get the other. Oh no. I thought the FRSDGO would be harder since it has multiple phases. Or actually no. The previous one would also have Queequeg and and Starbucks along with her. Yeah, that would also be pretty difficult. Now I'm glad I didn't get that one too. I don't want to put up with that. It was also a bit of a problem that I brought my Rupture team there, which doesn't have as much pierce damage as the story team I brought here. Or this is the story team I brought, which obviously has a whole lot of pierce. And then in that mirror dungeon I brought my Rupture team, which is 7 Heath, 7 Yiseng, 7 Faust. Alternating between these two, it doesn't really matter. Keiko or Panglu. And I'm not sure about these ones. I still haven't upgraded Dead Boss Rabbits myself. For Mountain Dungeon, I like to bring Burn deck. Yeah, I think Rupture and Burn are my two favorite teams from your dungeon. Especially now that we have Dawn Office, Dawn Sinclair. Just these 4 identities alone are fantastic for Burn teams. But also with the mirror dungeons, I've been trying to cycle between all the different damage types, so I get these bonuses that give me more starting cost throughout them. So I've been going through. You can see my Rupture team I just used most recently. Burn team is on 3. Poise is on 4. Blade and Poise are a problem because they have a lot of duplicates here. And then Charge, it's only at 2. Then Tremor is full. So next take I'll probably do my Tremor team. I still love the Gabriel show shotgun. I find that hilarious. Oh, I forgot about my sinking team. That's also a 1. I think I did sinking right before Rupture last week. I'm definitely gonna need to upgrade a few of these for Heathcliff's chapter, aren't I? And your family, Wuthering Heights. Your family... not sure where all the other ones are. We'll get there after I clear... Yield my flesh to clean emeralds. Which we're starting right now! Dawn Sinclair? Dawn Sinclair? What happened? Did Dawn and Sinclair sink? In Burn? Oh, Dawn Sinclair. Oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to call him. Like, half the time I want to call him Philip, but then I remember that most Limbus Company players have never played Library of Ruina, so they probably don't know this is Philip. So, Dawn Office Sinclair? Dawn Sinclair? Dawn Sinclair? This is confusing. Why are there 2 Dawns? Alright, now we're doing this stuff. I probably have to set my team though, don't I? Hold on. I'm basically done with this story team now, aren't I? So right now I can change it to Blade Lineage and kurokumo. And then once I'm done with my flesh, I can change it to Wuthering Heights stuff. Let's see, Blade Lineage. I don't know what EGO I'm gonna have to bring. Kurokumo. Blade Lineage, he's still not uptight. Kurokumo. Does Heathcliff not have one? I don't think he has one. Yeah, that's close enough, but he also has garbage. Let's go, V. Ishmael doesn't have one either. She. Do all 3 identities that have she association IDs not have? Oh no, Dawn has she. And also Blade Lineage. Rodin has kurokumo. Blade Lineage. And... kurokumo. There we go. Everybody except for poor Ishmael and Heathcliff. Almost. The problem is their levels. I don't have a lot of XP tickets. Oh. Probably want to get at least Faust up. But also I bring Yuri Faust most of the time. She's already at 45. Maybe not Faust. Which one of these would be the most useful to get leveled up? I'd assume one of the 3 stars. I think Yi-sang and Yoshi are the older ones. Sinclair and Mersault are the newer ones, so they're probably stronger. I guess I should up tie Blade Lineage Mentor while I'm here, and I can read the story. Assuming his story doesn't have spoilers for You Have My Flesh. What am I doing again? I'm trying to put together a Blade Lineage kurokumo team for You Have My Flesh, Claim My Bones. The problem is they're all severely underleveled. You can see I almost got my old ones to 30 or 40. Lodion is already at 40, she's good. Kurokumo, Honglu, and Otis are both at 30. Yiseng is nearly at 30. Go for BL, Blade Lineage. Lots of pride. Now it's got skill 2 pride. Skill 1 pride. And poise. Blade Lineage. Oh, that's lots of pride, yup. I think Blade Lineage Mentor Mersault is the Bemuhara Kim ID, isn't it? So I'd assume he's the strongest, right? Stealing slash... Yield my flesh, yeah, that's Bemuhara Kim. Alright, let's do his uptie story.
얼마나 자객을 보내던 결국 내게는 반성 앞에 한수일 뿐이다. 아직 나의 한수는 끝나지 않았는데 응수할 텐가?
I have made my move. Ah, so you have.
An old man garbed in a glistening white dopo robe sat opposite the child, who wore a hat woven from horsehair and bamboo. The furnace was dark and unlit. The room was freezing. The two sat without even lighting a candle, the moonlight their only source of illumination. Yet the moon was fully waxed and bright. Bright enough to cast its cold light upon the black and white stones on the board. The second state councilor and his bodyguard were having a silent discussion via the game of Baruch.
Apologies, young man. I was absorbed in thought. It is quite alright. We have not set a time limit for this game.
The old man gently chuckled. He sat there for a moment, toying with the black stones in the bowl.
Mind me not. Second State Councilor. I am but a student in this match. It would be unbecoming of me to bid you hurry. Yet you're quite impatient now, no?
The sound of smooth pebbles grinding against each other ceased.
Has it been 7 winters already? Yes. I have been your protector for 7 years and 4 months, Second State Councilor. Time passes fast. May I ask for your opinion? I'm certain that your perspective may vary from mine. I was raised in affluence, yet you've clawed your way up from the bottom.
The child began fiddling with the stones again, briefly absorbed in thought. Then he answered with a gentle voice.
The path you walk is dark and arduous one. But I believe that you walk that path with unyielding tenacity for the good of this nest and its feathers.
The old man knitted his brows. Perhaps the child's answer wasn't what he was looking for.
You've not once shared your opinion with me, ever since you became my protector. I suppose that is why I'm content with you by my side. I apologize. My response must not have been to your satisfaction. There's no need for apologies. You had the potential to become a blade of clouds had you served the Third State Councilor instead. Is that not the title of all those who walk the path of the blade in Escort seek? To be recognized as one of the very best in the nest? Not even you would jest that you have never sought one such privilege. I am your blade to wield, Second State Councilor. You were the one who chose me.
The child responds immediately and indifferently.
A blade follows the hand that wields it, and you are that hand, Second State Counselor. This is not a move one makes without nary a thought, young man. I saw no reason for hesitation.
The old man, the Second State Counselor, smiled, but there was a tinge of woe in his eyes.
If that is your answer, then I have something to ask of you, though I hardly deserve to. I will do as you command. Next week, I plan to present this appeal. May I ask you to protect me until then? I fail to see your purpose in asking me to do the duties that I'm already intent on performing. Do you seek to dismiss me after this? I see that your talent and jest have grown since we first met. Written in this appeal are the hideous conspiracies, heinous deeds, and studies that have been conducted in secret. Should the content of my appeal be made public, it'll shake S-Corp to its roots. That is the strength that this appeal carries, and such revolutionary strength begets those that seek to destroy it. Assassins. Be my blade so that I may see this path to its end. That is my request. It shall be done.
The child replied without a moment of hesitation. He had no reason to, because he never questioned the fact that it was his purpose to protect the Second State Counselor. And that is why the child could not even imagine that he would ever fail. The old man perished, despite the child's vow. The child's skills with the blade were unparalleled, yet there was only so much that a single person could manage. The powers that be of S-Corp held resources and employees that no single human could possibly withstand. No one in S-Corp quite knew who murdered that old man, or how he was murdered. He was killed in a manner that could never be traced. But the child knew. It was the old man's political enemy, the Third State Counselor's doing. It is before sunbreak. Not a soul stirs awake in this hour. There was another old man sleeping, yet soon awakened by a noise from outside his window.
What? Is there anyone out there?
The old man peeked open the sliding paper door to his room.
Huh?
And came face to face with the child.
It was you. How are you still alive? How did you even get in here?
The child was surrounded by corpses of decapitated men. He glared at the Third State Counselor with a look of a fiend. There was naught but the silence of dead men who were once his bodyguards. Yo, who gave the child a sword? They gave a lot of children swords in Project Melon.
If you cut me down, it shall not end with your neck. Your entire family, your entire bloodline shall be purged. The royal court will send the Chinokun against you.
I don't know what that word means.
You must know how terribly tenacious they are. They'll not let the borders of a nest stop them.
S-Corp, owing that places a heavy emphasis on tradition and hierarchies, often sends the Chunokon after contractors who have fled or violated taboo. Within S-Corp, the victors might as well be called Chunokun. And the Chunokun sent by the royal court are known to be like the taboo hunters of other wings. They're deadlier and more tenacious than any pursuer.
I will not cut you down. Your death will change nothing.
The child's voice is terrifyingly cold and collected.
Let this be a warning still. A warning that, if I ever find anyone who is capable of tearing those putrid roots from the ground, I will return. A warning that I can easily separate your pathetic head from your body as a blade cut through weed.
What? Oh, wrong voice. If you cut me down, I shall become stronger than you can ever imagine. That guy. Moments before death. Yep. With that, the child disappeared into the early morning wind.
Men, find the best Chunokon in the nest now. Arrest everyone who ever had ties to that man. I want them hung before me.
The child left the Third State Counselor's echoing bells behind and resolutely made his way to the borders of S-Corp. His persecuted fellows who were barely maintaining their status as feathers at S-Corp. Those who wielded their blades under the banner of the Blade lineage, he would one day return to this place with them by his side. Important question, Manager Unity. What's your question, soldier? Do you read? Yes. That's 90% of what I do on stream. I read a whole lot of dialogue. Even in games like, in Library of Ruina, while I was playing through the game, I was reading through all of the key pages. Including Bamboo Harakim. Even during Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, whenever I find some random interactable little multi-paragraph paper, sometimes I read those. I'm sorry to revoke your manager position. What? What do you mean? What story? Okay. Ideally I want to get them all to level 40. But how much XP would it cost to get to level 30? I probably want at least 5 of them at 30, right? So that's 27. And then... So I could probably get 4 of them to level... Or no, I also... Probably get 3 of them to level 30. Yikes. Limbus managers can't read? Oh. That is true, they kind of... They have clocks for heads, they don't have eyeballs. It's hard to read when you can't see, you know? Okay, let's get you up to 30. And then... Genny Sang up to 30. Since he's almost there already. Rodio's gonna be my highest level. Because she's already at 40. And then... which of these 3? Probably makes sense to do more salt, because I don't really use any more salt IDs. As you can tell by my incredibly high levels of 35 R Corp, 1 N Corp, 24, 30, level 1 Dead Rabbits, and then middle and W Corp are the only ones I use. Could bring support. I don't think I have any friends who have good late lineage or kurokumo supports. Let me see. Oh, what do you want? Oh, they do have a good one. Level 45 up type 4 Blade Lineage Mentor more Salt. I'll take that support, thank you very much. Okay, so we don't need to level up more Salt then. Then we can level up Don Quixote. Because I'm biased. And nobody can stop me. Oh, looks like I actually don't have enough to get a Sinclair up. Wait, that's 31. There we go. I've been so tired with life's obligations I can't even claim my Engavlin. How can you not claim your Engavlin? Huh? What do you mean? I have a whopping 7 after claiming today's Engavlin. What I've been doing, which is also how I have 278 modules, is I've been logging in either 1 or 2 times every day. Because it actually refreshes every 12 hours. Or, for me it's 14 hours, but I'm at a very high level. It doesn't refresh every 24 hours. And also, the first lunacy refresh is only 26 lunacy every day. So every now and then I also do that. But then after that it costs 50 something lunacy. So I only refresh it 1 time every day some days. Never refresh 2 times a day. Unbiased? I'm proud of that. Oh. +1 pride affinity. I get home and I can't find the will to do anything but sleep. It might help if you have Limbus Company download on your computer and also on your phone. what I used to do during season 1 and 2 is I had it downloaded on my phone. Even though my phone can't handle actually running the game during combat, my phone usually overheats during combat. But if I don't feel like opening the game on my computer, I'll just quickly open it on my phone, condense my enkephalin, and then close out. That's interrupted all my num-nums and studying. Ugh. Don't remind me of school. I don't want to think about that. Should I get Sinclair to level 30? Or Ronia? Or Gregor? You have bleed, not bullies. Kurokumo Ronia is also... Or not Ronia, Relative is also pretty old. Oh my god, look at those numbers. Never mind. I don't want those. It's my reality right now. Oh. Well, it could be worse. You could be living in the city. Thank goodness that's not reality. I only got to claim because there's no class today. Oh. What day is it today? Is it Friday? No, not... What? I thought today was Friday because I checked my schedule and I'm like, ooh, Friday stuff is happening. Tuesday. What do you mean? We love this city. Do you love this city you live in? Yes. Do you love the city you live in? Yes. Okay, let me see. I assume you can bring 6 identities, right? There's no combat here. Let's do the story and get to the combat, then we'll look at the team again. District 20 Backstreets.
So we're finally here, eh?
Heathcliff looked out to the rattling bus window with a dour expression. Though it wasn't raining, the world outside was grey and opaque, like an overcast sky. Black pungent clouds of smoke had long devoured the atmosphere. So this is the kind of place Heathcliff used to roam.
The color remains grey this deep into the heart of the back streets. I recall with quite the certitude that the T-Corp I arrived at after my departure from S-Corp was sepia-hued.
This phenomenon can be explained by the fact that the technology used to drain or saturation is situated at the center of T-Corp. It has been reported that such variations in hue may occur in areas further away from its sphere of influence. Has anyone complimented your voice acting today? Surprisingly, actually, yes, one person has. Right at the beginning of the stream. It was somebody who joined during the raid when I was playing Splatoon Big Run over the weekend. Although I don't think they know what Limbus Company is, so they probably don't understand what the heck is going on in this story. This phenomenon can be explained by the fact that the technology used to drain or saturation is situated... I already read this. Heresy! I don't know. If you want to compare Project Moon games to Splatoon and Nintendo games, there's a little bit of a gap. I think their target audiences are a little bit different. Just when I joined the crusade against Father Bungie. What? What is this crusade against Father Bungie? I must spread the good word. Why are we crusading against Father Bungie? I thought we liked Bungie. I thought they were fun little chickens.
I understand. Then...
Oh, did I call the event? Oh, the Hell's Chicken event. Yeah, Hell's Chicken. Two other students immediately jumped in on the conversation to direct it away from whichever obscure subject you sang and Vals were about to steer into. Hellish grind? Yeah. I'm really glad they made the grind just integrated as part of the mirror dungeons that you're already doing for the Yield My Flesh event. Especially since I wasn't done with Chapter 5's story, so I couldn't even partake in the story sections. But I could still grind out most of the rewards from mirror dungeons. Oh, right. I had something to ask you guys.
Yeah, me too.
What? I mean, yeah, that's, oh yeah. The buildings here look a little different from where Yusang used to live, so I'm just wondering if there's anything up with that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to ask.
Why are you both acting weird? Dante is also thinking the same thing. It's been a while since we started on this journey together. I was starting to grow more comfortable with the sinners. Maybe that's why I found this valiant effort to keep this conversation remotely comprehensible to most documents on the bus pretty amusing.
Allow me to elaborate then. To discuss the subject, we must first...
And Yusang unknowingly shooting down the river by jumping onto another complicated discussion was another side I had become familiar with. While I was curious about the technology D-Corp uses to drain our color, and about the behind the scenes of D-Corp's operations, it wasn't something that could be answered now. I decided to table that discussion for later. Instead, I approached Heathcliff. He was sitting on his lonesome, clearly in deep thought.
Clockhead.
Still rocking your head about what to wear to Mother Nights?
What? No, it's nothing like that.
Heathcliff protested, jumping up from his seat. Looks like I hit the nail right on the head.
Fine, I was. A little bit, but I was mostly reminiscing.
I do remember hearing that Heathcliff used to live in the back streets. A part of some syndicate, if I recall correctly. Regilius did say that we were going to the back streets instead of going straight to T-Corp nest for some reason, and that it was because of the company's orders. Maybe there's something for us to do here. Heathcliff did spend some time in the T-Corp back streets after all. Maybe we'll run into a golden bow here? No chance. If the golden bow is as common as any other twig in some back streets, why would we be doing any of this globe-trotting waste of time? Chill, I guess.
Besides, Wuthering Heights is quite the manor in more ways than one. You won't find it anywhere near some run-down back streets like this. There's a chasm of wealth between these poor alleyways sods and them. After all, they've sent me an invitation. Quite obvious that we'll find a golden bow in that manor, in it? Or at least somewhere in that same nest.
Correct. We'll eventually travel to the T-Corp's nest. Oh, I need tea. I'm almost out of tea already. It's only been an hour. Heathcliff continued to speak in a low voice. The hubbub from outside the bus seemed to blend with his words, turning into a mass of murmurs. There was some sort of commotion outside. I recall what I was gonna ask you. Do you read any stories? Yes? Aside from Limbus. When I play pretty much any kind of video game, even if it's not on stream, I almost always read through all the main story quests stuff. If you mean like which stories I've been reading on stream, I've been playing through Limbus Company. I've been playing through Genshin Impact's Archon quests and character story quests. I've been playing through Honkai Star Rail's Trailblaze missions and companion missions. I think last month? I forgot when exactly. Sometime last month or 2 months ago, I tried playing through Blue Archive for a couple weeks. So I read through volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the main story of Blue Archive. But I still haven't got around to volume 4, finale, or volume 5. So I'm still only halfway through Blue Archive story. Oh, what do you like to read is what it's gonna lead into? Video game stories. Or visual novels, I guess. Or do you mean like books, not video games? I don't really read any novels. The only books I read are manga. Like Yuri manga. Like I have some up on my shelf right now. These are my to read list. I think the longest one is Adachi and Shimamura. I read through the whole manga, but I also bought the novel, or the first 2 novels. But haven't read the novels yet. There's Fairy Life, My Wonderful Days, The Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow. The whole of humanity has gone Yuri except for me. I married my best friend to shut my parents up. Who thought he escaped. And Whisper Me a Love Song. I have 5 chapters of Whisper Me a Love Song. Or 5 volumes, not chapters. You know what I mean? I gotta put my microphone right there. It is. Cables. I don't really read any long books anymore. The oldest books that I remember reading that are like actual novels would be like the original Five Nights at Freddy's trilogy, The Silver Eyes, The Twisted Ones, and The Fourth Closet. There was an Assassin's Creed book. I forgot which one it was. What it was called. It wasn't Syndicate, was it? No. I think it was just called Assassin's Creed. There was also a few books while I was going through school that they forced me to read, like The Alchemist, or it wasn't The Wanderer. What was it called? I forgot what that one was called. Oh wait, I'm waiting. Hang on. Yes, I read The Alchemist. The one from... The one... I don't know what the one is from. It was in school. I barely remember it. I did not enjoy it. It was not an enjoyable book. For me. There was someone... The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel? I don't recognize that. I don't know if you're talking about The Alchemist or the Assassin's Creed book. Oh man? No. My school did also force me to read a whole lot of books about, racism. Because... I don't know why. So there's a lot of books like... I'm Malala, The Washingtons Go to Birmingham. I can't remember their other names. Oh, there was the Odyssey as well. I read the Odyssey, but I don't remember any of it. I hated it. It was not fun. Not an enjoyable book. Like I said, I enjoy reading, like, visual novels a lot more than reading actual books. It's way more fun when I can see some things, like the backgrounds or the characters. So I have some kind of face or character design to put behind the name. If I'm just reading people's names, then it's really difficult for me to imagine who they are. Alright, speaking of the Odyssey, there's a bunch of songs. I don't remember anything about the Odyssey. From a series called Epic the Musical? I don't think I've seen any musicals either. Or I mean, like, not any live stage musicals. I've seen a bunch of animated musicals like Steven Universe. Does that count? I watched this Steven Universe movie. It's just a bunch of concept albums. Oh. If the Odyssey was a musical. Oh. I've also never seen any popular musicals like the Phantom Opera. It's like the #1 most watched musical of all time. I don't think I've ever seen any plays before. Like Romeo and Juliet. The play that basically everybody has seen. And I started even oh yeah, we're reading the Limbus Company story, I forgot.
Before we talk about wherever our eventual destination is, we'll have to clear the road of some blockage. Your intuition is half right, Heathcliff.
Heathcliff, who was muttering to himself in an uncharacteristic daze, jolted awake.
Bloody heck. What's wrong with you in that vroom lass? I think you ever do anything with a proper forewarning. I simply did not see the necessity of warning you. Anyway, those outside the bus are our targets.
Targets?
I believe that he means to say that they must be eliminated.
Karan, run them over.
I feel compelled to let you know that this is not the only implication of the word target, though I am yet to be informed of the precise details of the mission, that is. Regardless, you are to make contact with the target among them. Find the target, then extract the necessary intel. Is this clear enough for you, manager?
How are we supposed to find this target if you're not even going to tell us who it is? Dante asks if there are any identifying characteristics to this target.
I'm sure you'll find out when you get there. You're asking me questions I have no answers to, Dante. Don't waste your time. Well, off the bus, all.
I was somewhat wary of the way Vergilius answered me, but even in the murky situations like this, we've always managed to pull through anyway. I'm sure things will get a little clearer once we get there. I slowly disembark on the bus with the rest of the sinners. Okay, now we've got combat, but also, I just thought, before we continue the Yummy Flesh story, since we read Mersault's Blade Lineage story, we could also go back and read through the other Blade Lineage and Kurokumo clan stories, right? I would assume they're all at least slightly relevant to Yummy Flesh. At least the new ones. I'm not sure about the old ones. 'Cause these ones are out in like season 1 when the game released. I have already read them all, but I don't know if it's worth refreshing on all of them. Probably take like 20 or 30 minutes to read through all of them. Although I think they've actually gotten slightly longer in more recent seasons. The older ones might be shorter. Especially since they weren't related to any of the actual Limbus Company stories, they were just side stories for world building. So they might actually be pretty short. Let's go from left to right and read through all of them. Starting with Real Shield. Kurokumo clan. John gave her sole audience a confident glaze and puffed out a cloud of cigarette smoke. So, Hosa, isn't this a work of art? The broom passed through her blade, the smoking being cleanly cut in twain. Who is Hosa? I must admit, you really do have a way with swords. Although I suppose your insolence towards an advisor is only forgiven thanks to your usefulness. You'd have lost fingers and much more otherwise. Do tell me when that time comes. I've got a couple of great ideas for how to cut them. The aide gave a bitter smile. Perhaps it's not the generosity of this child, but the audacity of a subordinate who can wield blades like it's a second nature that keeps the holster from cracking a whip. I have good news for you, Ryoshu-kun. A strife is in sight. That's good news indeed. The child's eyes narrowed, her mouth bent into a grin, and her fingers twitched. Is that it? Reading something else, I mean, but still listening? Yeah. Yeah, like, see, like I said, these are the old ones are incredibly short. They're very much mini side stories for world building. Don't know who Kashiro is either.
You little...
The child whose face was red with fury came very close to spewing forth insults.
You've been with us for a while, yeah, Brat? It's Hong Lu, not Brat. Thought I'd gotten you... I'd have...
That's a double... That's not a real word, is it?
Thought I'd have gotten used to your rude nonsense by now, but it still gets me mad.
I used to run Blade Lineage and Kurokumo. I was running them during the event, yeah. Although it's kind of a problem when you're not doing that, because especially the older ones, all of their coins are garbage. Incredibly low numbers. A whole lot of singular coins, just like she IDs. She is pure Pierce? Wait, they're Pierce? I thought they were all Slash identities. With only a little bit of Pierce. It's no wonder that this channel is so upset. The Kurokumo clan is the finger's subsidiary, and that finger is none other than the thumb. The thumb, who put rules and discipline above all else. Said hierarchy extends to the ranks within its syndicates too. From Kumicho to Kashida, Hoso, and Wakashu, the superior's orders are absolute. The disobedience can be punished with severe severed fingers, arms, and even the heads. They are, but Ryoshu's pure Pierce? Oh. Wow, Ryoshu's weird. Weird much. So you just had to be special. So Kumicho, Kashida, Hoso, and Wakashu are the different ranks within the Kurokumo. I don't know what order they are though. From Kumicho to Kashida. Hoso and Wakashu. This doesn't really tell me the order, does it? It makes you wonder why the Kashida decided to keep this child named Honglu around despite his bad manners.
Oh, I'll say you sure can manage your men like no other.
Well, it seems that he at least does what he's told. And he's apparently good at it too, which explains how he's remained until now.
I have my eyes on the useful ones. I just have to take them with me and deal with the job as usual, right?
If your girl's black hair, always carries a sword, and only knows how to pierce, then you will die. That's not your girl, that's Ryoshi. That's not your girl. That is your death incoming.
Yep, and do something about how you address your superiors while you're there.
'Cause I'm your boss, the Kajita said to him with a cackle. Rodeo. Then again, if I really want to get extra context on the Kurokumo clan, I could always just pull up the Distortion Detective and figure out which chapter they got to the Kurokumo clan in there. That would give more context, right? I've already read through Distortion Detective like 2 times. I don't think I need to read it again. I'm good. Unfortunately, I still haven't read Leviathan yet though, because I never wanted to create an account on the website that it's published on. You have to create an account to prove that you're an adult. Come on, mister. We both know how much money you're keeping in that safe. The child said smugly, her smirk exuding an air of sharp cynicism. The Kurokumo clan isn't too different from most syndicates. Their day job is to shake down households and business in the back streets, squeezing out every bit of spare change, all of which they limit as protection fees. Curiously, the child was being particularly harsh on this establishment out of all other places. Perhaps she heard somewhere that this man was an infamous miser and figured his money would feed her starving goons. The child looked as if she could wrench the man by the collar and behead him at any moment, but something was holding her back. Why must the hassle exist? Because we live in a society. Alright, Wonderlab, have you read? Yeah, I read Wonderlab before it got taken down. I think it got taken down like very shortly before I got in the mood to read it again. So unfortunately I never got to read it again. Now it's gone. I still don't really know what all the drama was with the artists. So I don't even know why it got taken down. Or how it relates to the artist in Limbus Company. I highly doubt it was the same artist. They have very different art styles. But apparently they also had to replace one of their artists for Limbus Company. That's why the art style seems to change so much from chapter 4 to chapter 5. You can't spell society without city! Exactly. I've also heard a lot of people complaining that a Wonder Lab is absolutely garbage. But I was probably too... I was probably too blinded and biased because Yuri. Yeah, we don't like to talk about that? Yeah. I enjoyed Wonder Lab. The art style was cute. The characters were all cute. That's all I care about. I don't care if it was super accurate to the story or had very, very important plot points or whatever. The drama, I mean? Yeah, I know. She's probably hoping to stay out of trouble since unauthorized action is forbidden in her syndicate. Oh, how fortunate for him. It looks like a guide has arrived to distract her.
Radia, we've got Jian finally taking hands off those shoddy missions.
Oh, voice crack.
It's really hard to do Ryoshi's voice because it's so deep. But whenever I try to do a deep voice,
It goes down into a masculine voice.
Radia, we've got Jian finally taking hands off those shoddy missions.
okay. So there's good news, huh? The acronym woman guide nodded with a fellow smirk, then added as she lit her cigarette.
We're about to have our swords dance with the blade lineage.
The good thing has been archived by others? Oh. I don't know where it's been archived. I haven't really tried searching for it. Missing. Also, I'm gonna go refill my tea real quickly since it's been empty. And I'm sure you can tell my voice is starting to get cracky already. I also need to... Oh. Oh no. Never mind. I was about to say I need to open my next pack of cough drops, but I'm all out of those. That's a problem. Alright, tea it is. Let's hope that'll be enough. Hello! I'm back. I got the tea. Also, I just realized that my dad is currently shopping. I don't know when he left, but assuming he's not done shopping yet, I'll text him right now and ask if he can pick up more cough drops. We'll see. Well, you... I don't know how to type on a phone, this is hard. Help me. Funny. There we go. Does he think definitely needs the uptime 4 to use using ID? Oh? I mean, I definitely can't afford to uptime the uptime 4. I can barely afford getting anybody up to 3. I also can't afford to get him to level 45. That's not happening either. What is thinking? Voice generation and clash power with more employees. Oh! Wow. Okay. I have sent him a text to pick up the golf drops. Now I can pour some honey into my tea. Rolling 11 to 15 plus my 20 put numbers. I don't know what these numbers mean. With 15 voice counts. What? Speaking of texts, he said okay. The cough drops are on the way. Skill 1, skill 2, and 3. Oh, 11, 15 plus, 20 plus. Oh. I think my favorite using ID is probably still Spy Splish though. If I'm gonna uptie any of these things IDs to uptie 4, the first one I do is most likely gonna be Spy Splish. Actually, I think I already did. Oh, never mind, we're good. I probably need a full team of 12 uptie 4s before I start giving people multiple. I'm pretty sure I have what the cough drops for voice acting. I do a lot of voice acting for characters. Which means I also strain my voice a lot. Which is why I currently have tea right now. I have 4 seasons tea with a teaspoon of honey in it. Which is also very good for my throat. You'll see when I do using the voice in like 2 seconds.
Though I merely yearn to gaze out the window. Here, a proper covering is opening Here, the paper covering its opening obstructs the moonlight, much to my heart's discontent.
The child looking out the paper window with his dissatisfied, narrowed eyes didn't seem to give any attention to his interlocutor. Okay, take care. Okay, bye-bye. Oh wait, you're not leaving. Never mind. You said take care. I thought you were leaving. Knowing the total roll is important later? I don't know anybody's total rolls. I don't even know Yuri Faust's numbers off the top of my head. All I know is she does slash pierce slash lust gloom. No. What was it? It's not pride. What was her skill 3? Envy. I know what Yuri Faust does. She generates enough stuff to fuel fluid sac. That's all I know. I play by my gut, hasn't failed me yet. That's what I do! It has failed me though. Especially in Ricardo. I got hard-walled on Ricardo, so I had to look up how to bait him. And game when you hit a wall, like Ricardo? 11, 14, 26. Phenomenal Rempel. How do you have that memorized? Gloom, Lust, Envy. Yeah.
You're the one who said you wanted to sleep in a tile-roofed house.
The sound of tea passing his lips sounded his disapproval. I'm drinking tea.
Additionally, moving to the south was also your idea, you sang.
Well, I do not deny that.
Receiving the other children's flack, the child known as Yiseng slowly turned his head to face her.
We are in need of a new territory from which to extort, were we not? I believe I offered an apt solution.
You just won't back down, will you?
Yielding is not a behavior that aligns with me. I shall not yield my flesh, even to claim their bones.
Why don't you take up the mantle for us in that case? What made you recommend me to the leader instead?
Excess labor does not mirror my ideal performance, both mental and manual.
Says the one nicknamed Slayer for taking in excess of lives, huh?
It is my preference to be wholly focused when I am doing my job.
Whilst engaging in the rhythmed exchange, the child with dark bags under his eyes stopped to recall something, then added,
In addition, I remember you once asked this. You're usually a laid-back jokester, so what transforms you into a cold-blooded killer whenever a sword is in your hands?
What is Bleed Lineage using, like Sinclair?
That I did.
I hope today's exchange has provided an answer.
The child nonchalantly nursed his tea after that. The look on the other child's face shows discomfort among many other things, but to describe them all in detail would be a disservice. Isn't that right? Ricardo took me 2 to 3 tries. I think I literally attempted him 10 or 12 times. Almost a dozen times. And failed. Until I gave up, and I looked up the cheese strat with just pinging Ishmael and N-Corp Sinclair and spamming Sinclair's lantern. It just works. Okay, let's see how later. Oh, and I'll teach you how to see your numbers. Here. And there's 3 plus 8, 5 plus 3, and 4 plus 8 with 2 coins. This one has 3 coins. Is there an easy way to see like what the minimum number and what the highest number is? Other than minimum number and plus number? See the left numbers? I mean, I know how the numbers work, I just don't have them memorized. I know that 5 is the minimum, and then the first coin adds 3, then the second coin adds another 3, then the third coin adds another 3. And I know that it's different in clashes, so that when there's a clash, it just does all 3 coins at once, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But then when you're dealing damage, it does them separately, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. 9, 10, 11. 8 plus 11 damage. 12, 13, 14. 8 plus 11 plus 14. Math. 8 plus 25. 34. This can do up to 34 damage, assuming poise does nothing. I'll take this as number from this skill. So roll is a 5 at base, all tails. So that's 5. Set up chair. We're gonna be here a long time. It's time for the lecture, everybody. Each head adds 3 to the 5. Yeah, I know that. But it's also different depending on whether it's clashing or dealing damage. So it's 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus 4. Wait, what? How does it do 4 hits? It doesn't do the initial 5 damage. As a total of that no, it doesn't start with the 5. The first hit of damage is the first coin. So if it's tails, then it would be 5. But if it's heads, then it would be 8. It can be both 5 and 8. Unless it rolls tails first, then heads. But then it's on the second coin. It can do 4 different numbers, can it? Oh, it's now you're making me more confused. 8 plus 11 plus 14. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then with skill 3, this is 4 plus 8. So something gets has that be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus another 8, 12 plus 8 is 20, so 20 plus 12 22 damage at most, right?
Quick maths.
Right, 3 coins the total. Well, that is the base damage without poise. Yeah, I still don't know how poise works either, other than it's basically critical hit chance. But apparently, what is it, 25 poise is 100% chance? So, does a 1 poise give 4% chance? I think poise gives 20% more damage on crit. Oh! That makes sense. Of course, the game doesn't tell me this, but it does. So I'm trying to figure out how crits work in Monster Hunter. Because in Monster Hunter, if you just get your crit up on any normal weapon, all crits deal, I think, 25% damage? Yeah, 25% damage. And then there's also a separate armor skill called Critical Boost, which does not increase your crit rate, but it doesn't increase your crit damage. So in Monster Hunter, most of the time, the way I want to do crits is get to 100% affinity, and then build a critical boost. So you do either 25, 30, 35, or 40% more crit damage. And then in Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, crits work differently, where crits are not at a set value, like 20 or 25%. It always depends on the character and what their crit damage stat is. So you have to build both crit rate and crit damage stats separately. Which is also why poise is confusing for me, because I don't see what the crit rate number is or what the crit damage number is. All it says is gain a potency based chance to deal critical damage. Gee, thanks for the numbers. There's some basis of truth in your words, but I feel like it's unfeasible to calculate damage that way due to the sheer mind-boggling number of factors to calculate and account for. But then how do you have the numbers memorized? How do you have the min-max rules for every ID in the game memorized? It only lasts 1 turn, unless you have poise count generations. Yeah, that's why it's... I only use poise in mirror dungeons. Still not... I forgot how Red Blossom works. Red Plum Blossom works too. Like if the enemy is fatal to that skill damage type, which is slash damage multiplies by 2, yeah. Which is way better than crits. You also have resonance, absolute resonance, passives, enemy passives, offense level, defense level, character level, yada yada yada. This is confusing. We just add the base, then the number added on the hits. Oh. So this is 514, right? 420? Minutes? And it clashes 11 for Lambo Rimfaust. Clashes 11? Oh. Yeah. Assuming that's heads. Got up type 4. Yeah, I have right up type 4. Which hole do we have an up type 4? There's... I mean, ignoring all the base sinners, I have most of the base sinners at up type 4. Just because I wanted to spend my excess ego shards before the season changed over. And there's Lob Remnant Faust, 7 Faust, Pequod, Ishmael, Arcorp Heathcliff, 7 Heathcliff because Rupture is my favorite status. Spice Bush Yiseng, 7 Yiseng, again for Rupture. Did I get... No, I did not get Kegor Banglu. I got Tinteng Anglu up to type 4. And then W Corp Dawn, not Sync. I think a Ryoshu? Yeah, Chef Ryoshu. And also Leo Ryoshu and W Corp Ryoshu. I don't remember getting those two. Weird. Conditionals and skill themselves, burn damage, more damage, yeah. Lots of numbers. And more, got it. And Faust is really strong, so you have a ton of Pierce. But I already have 2. I already have 2 of her up to 4. 2 Pierce, 1 Blunt. My Pierce team is right here. I have all Pequod, 2 Sinks, and then I had Twin Hook Grenger. I don't know why G-Corp is here. Oh, well, this is my Excavation team, so I have G-Corp for healing. I don't really need him for healing. My Pierce team had Twin Hook Grenger. Then Leo Rodial also has 2 Pierce. And Faust would fit here. Like, really fit. But Yuri! My favorite ID in the entire game is Yuri. She's the only ID I have up to level 45 already. I shove her on every team ever. I've been playing through the whole entire story with her always on my team. I've never switched her out. The only time I switch her out is for Mirror Dungeon teams. I have Encore Faust on my burn team. She's not doing anything on Tremor though. Fast Tremor ID where? That's thinking. So I defense level up. No Tremor. One of you can pack supports in the Lux? Yeah, but that takes extra time. That's more menuing buttons. Whenever I do my Lux, I just go here, enter, and I've already got them selected. And I go straight to battle. I'm already good to go. Fast Tremor is Wapcorp? What? Where are you seeing Tremor? I'm not seeing the Tremor. There is no Tremor. Oh, right! The one I don't have! I forgot! I don't have it. Ouch. About a Meiji or Goret. I'm still sad I don't have that, but I really didn't want to pull on the Warpurgis Night banners. The only Warpurgis Night banner I pulled on was the 3rd one, and I got most of the Warpurgis Night. I didn't use an EGL. But once I got to my 200th pull and spent my using ideology on Sanguine Rodion, I was like, it's not worth trying to get these two. I'm good. That's a 4-coin WoW EGL? The Fluid Sack? Or no, that's not 4-coin. What? It's 5 attack and weight, not coin. She has 4-coin EGLs? Since when? I don't remember that. No, Purgus and Lopcorp? Not this one. So what do you go? I think I got a hook, clue, and a fill from that. Oh. I pulled 2 at a time, so I got most of the Warpurgis Knights in one go. The only 2 I'm missing is a Regret Faust and Magic Bullet Otis. The Endless Time WoW. Oh, the one's not out yet. Duh. I have no idea what the stats are on that. All I know is it looks pretty. God, I need it. I really wanted to, but I'm most likely going to have to wait until the season is about to end. When does it end?
정보 훈련은 다
I think it just says until... Yeah, until season 5. I usually wait until the last 3 extraction banners before the season ends and do all my pulls there, cause then I'll also get a whole bunch of the random identities in EGO that are not part of the targets. All these other ones. So I don't think I'll be able to pull for Faust EGO until the season is almost over. Which is also why I don't have Wuthering Heights, Lotus, or the Pointillist, or the 2 EGO right now. I surprisingly got a lot of Season 4 stuff just from playing during Walpurgis Night 3. That's where I got all of my Wuthering Heights stuff, like Edgar Family, Wuthering Heights Butler, Edgar Family Heir, Alfie. I got all those from Walpurgis Night. Triggers tremor is way too much. It's way too much. And Hung Lu new tremor ID combines all tremor types. I have any other tremor? I don't think so. I have hook office. Never used them. PSE is sinking. I know it's Faust is pretty, but I never simp for her. Yeah, I don't simp for Faust. I just like Faust because she has Yuri's ID. And Yuri is my favorite character. She is me. They put me in the game. That's the only reason I like Faust. But everlasting Faust? I don't think I like the new Faust EGO any more than Fluid Sack. Fluid Sack is still my favorite EGO. Also because giant blobby hammer goes sploosh. Trades tickets, lunacy, money. What? Everlasting Faust and her breast sword. Oh right, of course. Her Raiden Shogun sword. Raiden Mei style. Same VA too? Wait, what? Does Faust have the same Korean voice actor as Raiden Shogun? Wow. That is a coincidence and a half. Wow. But also, I see it. I'll get her no matter the cost. All her races are on the same VA for Raiden. That's cool. I really need to look up what more of the voice actors in Limbus Company and Live Review are. Every time I find out that they share voice actors with so many other Korean dub characters, like Gregor has the same voice actor as Mr. Krabs, excuse me, what? Yeah, sure, why not? Otis Muse is also the same with Bina and Carolyn. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I heard that Otis is the same as Carolyn. I never heard she was the same as Bina as well. Nothing that concerns me is cue Dark Souls music. Refraction Railway 4. I've still never cleared Refraction Railway 3. I don't think I'm going to. I don't wanna. I already suffered enough in 1 and 2. Bina Otis for next to Alperius? She already has a magic bullet. I think it's gonna be a bit before anybody gets. Or I think it's gonna be a bit before Otis gets another Alperius ID. Just need to finish doing it at 1 or 20 turns. Hold on, I can show you my records, right? Yeah, right here. I cleared line 1 in 168 turns. And then line 2 in 207 turns. I got worse! It took more turns! What the heck? Thus doth my daily black tea come to an end. Can you tell I have a slight tea addiction? As I'm drinking tea right now. I was so excited when they added 7 Faust. Cause not only does she love tea, but also she has circle glasses, just like me. Not only does Faust have the Yuri ID, which is my name, but now she also has the tea lady with circle glasses ID. Also just like me. Just like me, for real. Real why is Sinclair the bias? Because the one who shall not grip was enough, and Sync was also not enough, and so they gave him Dawn. He needed more. He needs more. Not tea, that's coffee? What? That is not coffee. That is tea. It's orange. It's orangish red. If your coffee is this color, something is wrong with your coffee. Like, this dialogue choice that I picked right here came with the ID. The black tea. Although the phrase was different, I forgot what that was. I don't know where it is. Check the voices, I'm pretty sure what is there.
정보 훈련은 다음으로 유도합니다. 지금은 다른 인물 얼음
City.
죄송하지만
I think there was one time where
않습니다.
black tea, iced tea.
우유는
The milk
가능하면
should already be in the cup
전에
before the tea is
먼저
poured.
넣으시는 걸
That is our recommended way.
권장드립니다. 이 공간은 세븐 협회 안에서
Yeah, it's not
모두가
coffee,
차를
it's tea.
사랑하는 사람들이 자체적으로
Creamer!
운영하는 카페테리아입니다.
Appreciate it
모든
was
분들이
great.
자원해서 근무하고 담당하는 날이 아니라면 평소에
Like, let me introduce you to this creamer. The profile.
벌어들인 수익은 당연히 더 좋은
Your life is a lie.
사는 데 쓰입니다.
That's why I love this ID, because it's black tea. I like tea. I think there was a different identity that really liked coffee though. I forgot which one it was.
요새는
Was it one of
최대한 아무
Gregor's?
생각도 안 하려고 노력하고
Leo
있습니다.
Gregor?
그래야 이거 바 관리자 양반. 이거 바 메르소 말이야? 메르소 말이야. 이거 바 관리자 양반. 메르소 말이야? 이거 바 관리자 양반.
I think it only has 2 lines. Who was it that liked coffee? Oh, here. This is the coffee you like.
제때 받으면 돼. 해봐.
He doesn't have dialogue for the coffee though, but he has coffee. His identity story is coffee. I'm gonna switch him back.
망설이지 않고 싸우.
이
Let's switch this
공간은
back.
세븐 협회 안에서 누구보다 차를
Blade
사랑하는
lineage.
사람 검의 흐름을 보면 간혹 그것이 무술이라기보단
He's saying obviously, but doesn't have spirit in.
않아요.
He definitely needs
흐름이
coffee.
끊기지 않게 유려히
So
하는
sleepy.
일을 도와주세요.
I'm always very sleepy as well. That's also what the tea is for. Tea and the honey.
상상에 취해버렸군요.
I know him, but I feel like rupture is just a non-maintainable bleed. Yeah, but I still like it more. I never said I like rupture because it's the strongest status. I just like it because it's cool. And also 7 Faust uses it. And Dimension Shredder is cool. Dimension Shredder, Yiseng, and a Honglu mean infinite rupture on target. And then you get somebody with multiple coins to hit a target that has 99 rupture on it, and they just get destroyed. It's so hard to stack. Yeah, but when you do stack it, then it's really fun. I don't use rupture in any normal story missions. I only use it in mirror dungeons, where it is a lot easier to stack because you have EGO gifts. Sugar and ice are missing? I don't need sugar and ice in my tea. Mila's in your honey tea? No! I like my warm tea. I also drink tea because it's really good for my throat when I'm doing voices. And the warmer it is, the better it is. If it's colder, then that's not as good for your throat. Bad idea. Fun fact is generally great Railroad 3. Huh? Can be steamrolled? With rupture. With a rupture team? Oh my god, I was actually right. Wow. Since rupture I need barely do counts, they give me like 2 rupture count. I think Heathcliff seems to be the best one for applying rupture count. Especially skill 2. Since that's only 1 coin, it afflicts 3 rupture count if you want to clash. Yi Seng is the second best one for count. Class 1 inflict 1 count. Or maybe not. Never mind. The main thing you want for count is Dimension Shredder on either Yi Seng or Honglu. That's how you get the most amount of count. But that's assuming you're spending EGO resources to get that. Oh! Sinclair has 2 coins, 3 rupture count. Does this one have anything? Oh! 1 coin, 2 count. 3 coins. Target has 2 or less rupture count, inflict plus 2 rupture count. Well, that's not great. 3 coins, inflict 3 count. That's neutral. Yeah, not a lot of count. You really need Dimension Shredder to make it work. Also, did you notice the acronym? What acronym? Is Ryosho doing things again? I don't know what Ryosho's doing. Lane 2? Ryoshi would be ashamed? Sugar honey iced tea? I don't want sugar honey iced tea! I want the honey warm tea! Cause the ring chat sang? I don't know how Pointil is. I've heard that they're stupidly overpowered, but again, I have to wait until the season's about to end before I pull for anything.
정보 훈련은 다음으로
The only things I'm buying this game are the season passes, so I don't have enough lunacy for pulling on every banner.
사실은 없었는지 검수를 기록한 책자를
I can't put a lot of poison blade ID. So he's telling me to build blade employees. And most blade employees I do both call boys. My poison blade teams are mostly just these. Like, these 5 identities have both poise and blade at the same time. So they're especially good. I think Red Plum Blossom inflicts bleed, right? No? Wait, you're not bleeding. Does Faust not have a bleed ID? What's going on here? Or maybe she doesn't have a bleed ID. Never mind, I spoke too soon. These 4 identities are Twin Hunk Gregor also does both, right? No, he's just bleed. I'm dumb. I don't know how this works. Does manager not know the acronym? What is the acronym? The only acronym I saw was RR3, Refraction Railway 3. What other acronym is there? Republicans bleed? Oh, it is. Oh, unique bleed. It says it right there. I didn't read that. I saw one struck by a critical hit, so I thought, oh, that's unique poise. Never mind. And Faust is bleed? Alright, I forgot about that. Nails and bleed. What's your passive? Heal when ally with least SP. Deals Corp apply fanatic. Oh. I actually have her on my burn team because I was using N-Corp Sinclair, so I can make him fanatic and he's doing bleed. Or burn. Burn and bleed. Both. So I'm on my burn team. But now that I have Dawn Office Fixer Sinclair, I don't know what to do with Faust on my burn team. She has no burn IDs, which makes me very sad. Oh well. Sugar honey iced tea? What? Impulsivity, nails is bleed. For male and Faust, yeah. I'm my crazy Faust for nails and gaze. True. She doesn't have to be inflicting burn. She just has to be crazy and be a hunched over gamer with her weird red button mouse. That's all she needs to be. And she's perfect. Also, speaking of Fausts, if you two are really Faust sims, then have you also been assembling your solo Faust teams here? Have you been trying to slowly assemble solo Faust teams for each of her identities? I haven't gotten around to Wuthering Heights yet. I got my default team here. I think most of these identities, they're a bit outdated by now, but most of these identities are all just giving passives for whichever Faust ID I have on each of these teams. At some point I was going through all of the thread excavations every week before they added difficulty 40, and I was soloing all of these. I think I soloed all these with the first 5 or 6 Faust IDs, but ever since they added level 40 and more Faust IDs, I haven't caught up. Labyrinth Faust can solo Fluid Sack. I soloed all of the excavations with Labyrinth Faust. Especially since she has the evade dice. The evade dice is very useful. Golden Apple is super easy. The Zoe Faust can solo Fluid Sack, and all of them can solo Hex Snail for damage. Oh, I mean what EGO they can use solo. Yeah, a surprising amount of them use Envy. And since Hex Snail uses nothing but Envy, that's pretty easy to fuel. If you have enough turns. Still waiting for Faust to get a burn ID. Where is it? Where's her burn ID with skill 1 Gluttony and then skill 2 and 3 Lust and Pride? Huh? Where's that at? Where's Leo Faust? She has Burn Eagle? Yeah, right here. Nowhere to be found. Ugh. Probably is saving Leo Faust for some kind of filler extraction if they have to delay a season again. Because Hexanel only needs me. Yeah. Or Ring Faust? Ring? There's no Ring Faust. I thought Ring was Yiseng and Otis. Yeah, it's Otis. For randomly to random burn? Oh, I mean future Ring. In the near future, yeah. I still don't know what the story of the Pointil is. Speaking of which, we've gotten very sidetracked. I was supposed to be reading through the Blade Lineage stories. Where were we? We finished these things. Next to us. Oh, speaking of Otis. Or did I already do Otis? I don't think I did. We did Yiseng. And Otis was also in Yiseng. We lost track. I think we're on Otis. Ring makes like paint buckets from heads? Of course they do. I mean, I know they paint with blood and stuff, and they apply a bunch of random statuses, but I don't know what they have to do with the Chapter 6 Wuthering Heights story. I mean, I think I've heard somebody vaguely mentions that they have something to do with Vergilius's past, but that's all I know. And don't tell me, it's a secret. I'll find out when I get there. I also have not read Leviathan, that would probably explain them to me. Because the enemy is Ring? Yeah, I assume they're random enemies like the Ophi Association. I don't know anything about Ophi other than they seem to be random enemies in Chapter 6. That's all I know about them. And they do Tremor. And they look fancy. And they do contracts. I guess. Otis. Enemies Ring later? Yeah. Alright. Continuing where we left off like half an hour ago.
The most important part is to strike at the waist. Your steps must be as fast as lightning. That is what you once told me.
The child's hushed monologue, or conversation, is directed at her blade.
How ironic that you met her demise at your pupil's sword, laid down by the skill you taught her.
Although there was a master who bestowed the art of swordsmanship, that individual may or may not be part of the Blade lineage. An unruly group of swordbearers brandishing their weapons as they please, too disorderly to simply be called free. Man, if only this Otis is good. Seems like a lot of the Blade lineage and kurokumo ones are not good. At least not the old half, the new half seems better. Think Otis had better poison and haste? Yeah. Power creep is very real and it can hurt you. If one had to find a word that tied them together, it would be survival. They chose the blade as a way of life. And whoever impedes their survival is greeted with severing violence. It's a trait that most members of the blade lineage share.
Should I have followed that path, perhaps?
She decided that she wouldn't hold much regret for the day she slew her own master. After all, cutting out the obstacle that blocked her from her flow was the right thing to do. That was the greater stream she floated down. Thus, she made up her mind to hold no regrets for going along with the flow this time too.
If there is an obstacle, I will strike it down.
The child's eyes shone with determination. Why are the older the older ID summaries are so much shorter than the newer ones? What the heck? Sinclair.
Which side could be the real me?
The child was afraid of himself. He couldn't control his own shifts, and he lacked the courage to decide for himself. What if he really was just a crazed murderer? Such thoughts befuddled the cloud in the child's head. The people that this child met alongside the Blade lineage praised his tendencies as the mentality of a true slayer. But those compliments didn't do much good when he himself doesn't want to be like that. Rather than inspire confidence, they only serve to burden him. Thus, he still struggles to find his place between the pleasures of bloodshed and the unease it makes him feel. My dad has arrived with the cough drops. I have cough drops now. They're not open though. I have to go to the kitchen and get scissors to open them. I don't need one right now. But we have them for later. Huzzah!
The moon is so bright.
Expelling a breath, the child looked up into the sky. Gazing at the moon in solitude was the one thing that could bring him comfort. MVP. Dad coming in clutch. Alright, now for the new ones. We already did Mersault, so next is Faust. I assume these ones will be more directly tied to yield my flesh. The world around is abound with things of beauty. The scattering moonlight, the blooming red plum blossoms. Among all that is beautiful in this world, Faust considers these two the finest of them all. Shouldn't I distracted hanging out at 1:30 AM? Is it bedtime? I distracted you with Limbus Company. You're welcome. Night everyone, night night! Have fun dreaming about Limbus Company. Faust is confident that she had read nearly every book in existence. No knowledge may escape Faust's grasp. What are you, Angela? Even still, to me, nothing else comes close to these two. Regardless, I am okay. I can create new things with the strokes of my brush. Put my thoughts on the paper. We are to leave this home behind soon. S-Corp can no longer be redeemed. The deluge of corruption pouring from the headwaters and perverting every strand of the waterways in this river cannot be stemmed. We are but scholars of the martial arts, cannot be levied, let alone a dam to stop that flow. Yet there are virtuous ones who seek to purify their rivers of these putrefactions. We, or at least our mentor, felt that we must help them. It may have been this personal sense of justice. Perhaps it was his own way of providing us with a last bastion to save our homeland. I have not inquired him, for he is a man of few words. I suppose his intentions behind this action matters not when we have already failed. We could not stop the levee from leaking. Am I supposed to know what the word levee means? I feel like I should. I've heard before. The flood took us, who stood next to the levee to defend it, and it left us no choice but to abandon our home. It was no easy decision to leave the nest behind. Hello! Hi, welcome! I'm currently reading through all of the Blade Lineage and Kurokumo identity stories before I get to yield my flesh. The Blade Lineage under our mentor's guidance were all small feathers, each minor officials of their own. S-Corp sent the Chun no Kon after the mentor. We have lost many fellows in the process, yet I must consider ourselves lucky. Though our forces have dwindled, we were allowed to convene under the same banner once again. One day I would like to pen a letter under the moonlight again. Before my brush with death does memories of the past return to me. So I will on this blade to protect my fellows, to prepare a new home for us. Now the red plum blossoms will wilt with time and lose their beauty, I shall bloom them nonetheless. So that this fleeting moment may be treasured. I'm struggling to read right now. How long has it been since we've departed our nest? Though I ride not under the moonlight, I had a brief moment to write with my brush. My fellows have diligently sought a new home for us, and led us to the back streets of T-Corp. Yet it was already occupied by a different syndicate. It need not be said that conflict was inevitable. Something cast its shadow over the moon. They call themselves the Hail Dark Cloud. Wait, do they translate kurokumo differently here? I feel like this is supposed to be translated as kurokumo, because kurokumo is Japanese for dark cloud, but Hail I think is Korean. Weird. The cloud may eclipse the moon for a brief moment indeed. But when the wind blows and when time passes, the clouds will scatter like any other. And before the majesty of the moon, the cloud is as insignificant as a speck of dust. This cloud shall be cast from the skies like the splendid shower of plum blossom petals. And maybe by my hands, our mentors, or another Celsius. Whoever it may be, the outcome is inevitable. The cloud shall scatter, and red plum blossoms shall bloom from our folds. As it all should be. And now for Gregor! Kurokumo Clan Captain Gregor's story X.
You know what's cool about alcohol? It makes people honest. It kills your liver, makes you sloppy. Lots of downsides, sure, but I gotta say, it's got its uses. If you're a part of a syndicate, I mean. If you survive long enough in a syndicate, that is. You'll be getting some underlings. 3-4 underlings? Easily manageable. I can figure them out after chatting and working with them a few times. But once you start getting 10 or more underlings, it gets a bit hard to manage. You're supposed to be my eyes and ears, hands and feet, right? I don't want any bad apples in any of that. One bad apple can mess everything up, which means that I still gotta remain hands-on, which is annoying as heck. And that, my friends, is when alcohol comes in useful. And if I act like it's just down the whole barrel, they'll start to think, oh man, I got assigned to some brainless drunk as my captain. Especially our new recruits who's never seen me sober. That's when they start to let some things slip. Things that let me know who they really are. Pretty useful, huh, Miss Alcohol? Now, come on, pour me some liquor already. Seriously, Captain? You should have saved that speech for when the recruits ain't around. They're all here, you know. They are.
It's been about 30 minutes since the child started this luring rant. His face was flat against the table the entire time, of course. It was unclear whether that fact registered or not as he continued to mumble at the poor subordinate who had the misfortune of sitting next to him.
Listen up, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Just because our captain is a bit sloshed doesn't mean that he's just an uncommon drunkard. You got that? Answers? Yes, sir. Of course not. Oh, come on, man. You're making me blush. Just shut up and pour, okay?
The subordinate's effort to bring back the semblance of dignity to this gathering was immediately dashed by this child's casual demeanor. He wished that the child would act with some gravitas for once, but that was probably a tall order for someone who holds these drinking parties pretty much every day. Well, he wasn't exactly worried for the child, though. He knew that the captain was the man who gets the job done, regardless of his usual demeanor. The man who knew when to get serious. The subordinates knew that very, very well. He'd been at the child's side for a long enough time to know. He knew that the child had a bizarre power to get over any hangover or drunkenness with a single roar. Every time he was assigned a job, he'd stumble up, roar, and he'd be sober. No hangover or anything.
Alrighty, boys. Are you ready to teach those hobos that dare to encroach on our territory a lesson? Yes, sir! Everyone's been wetting their blades in preparation for that very day, sir. Those blade lineage people have been a thorn in our side. Not just for the Patriarch, but you as well. Well, the Patriarch. Well, that's none of my business, but all I want to do is test their metal, see what they're made of.
The child downed the liquor with a single gulp, then let out a satisfied sigh.
The backstreet swordsmen rarely ever really swing their swords for the love of it, eh? I bet you're the same, you. You learned how to swing that thing around just so you can strut about puffed chest and all, eh? Scare some people, make some cash. That's not it! That's not it. Come on. Kurokumo Clan's got a severe lack of boys and girls who are serious about the way of the blade. Did you know that our predecessors in the Kurokumo Clan used to train in a real martial arts style? Many of them, in fact. Just look at us now.
The child scratched his hair, obviously annoyed.
Who knows? Maybe everyone who was serious about the blade just got tired of working for the thumb. Maybe that's why they all left the clan to make their own dojos and stuff. Am I wrong? Captain, you can't talk about the thumb like that. What if... I know. That's exactly why the kurokumo clan's in the toilet right now. Making pocket money here and there, doing whatever they tell us to do, fighting whoever they tell us to fight. I joined up with the gang way too late for all the fun. But kurokumo clan ain't a dojo. They've got syndicates and fixer offices where that kind of... Oh, are you telling me that I should just leave everything I've built up in the clan, just be a rookie again at some other place? Man, seriously. But, I have some high expectations for the upcoming battle. They're special, I just know it. That's exactly why I'm in a good mood.
The child was speaking from his heart. He's always loved to wield his blade, and that's what led him to joining the syndicate. But he was disappointed to learn that not many members of the kurokumo clan shared his passion. Still, his passion for the blade was what brought him to a relatively high position of the captain within the clan. He soon became one of the kurokumo clan's best men for the upcoming strife. And that's why so many of his men shouted proper respect. The subordinate laughed a little to himself. Tonight he'll try to restore the captain's trained dignity among his men back to full. The captain didn't deserve such derision. He really was an impressive swordsman.
Hey, where's my drink? Yes, sir, coming right up.
Along with restoring his liquor cup to full. Thus came the day of the strife. The kurokumo clan, the blade lineage. It was a face-off. The tension between the two syndicates was palpable. That alleyway will soon be littered with blood and flesh of many men.
Watch out for that one in the bamboo hat, boys and girls.
It was as though the child had transformed from a common drunk to the captain overnight. With a commanding voice, he points at the man on the other side of this standoff. Huh? Oh, that weird-hatted guy?
Oh, his sword has seen so much blood. And his eyes of a blade fiend.
The henchmen began to murmur fearfully at the captain's warning. But that's exactly what the child wanted. Now that his men will try to steer clear of that one, he'll get that hat man all to himself.
Blade fiend or blunder fiend, I don't care. Let's split the clouds.
The child shouted from the top of his lungs and unsheathed his blade. And that's how the strife began. And now the last one is Don Quixote. Blade lineage shall sue Don Quixote.
Stop! Stop!
The one seated opposite the child shouted indignantly. The child stopped as she was about to chug the liquor straight from the bottle. Man, if only I have this on really good boy support. Oh! She's only a two-star though. And she would be that good when you can make a... I think you can make a full team of 6 3-stars with Blade Lineage and kurokumo. Oh, then again... kurokumo doesn't really do boys, but still! Really good voice support and voice generator? Oh. Are there any good EGO that are good for boys? I think Don Quixote's... the rock EGO that I forgot the name of... Slumbering Days? I forgot what that's called. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of 2-star IDs in the banner. Gonna wait for a standard banner. For the Don Quixote focus extraction.
Huh? Wherefore hast thou shouted so? We are no mere peasants, Don Quixote. We do not drink straight from the bottle.
No? The other child, furious and frustrated, sighed deeply and shut her eyes with exasperation. There are members of the Blade lineage on the run, but as soon as they clear their names, as soon as they can return to S-Corp, they'll be taking jobs as personal guards of the high-ranking officials. And that meant that they would have to know high society etiquette by heart, in case they had to join them for a meal. The other child's head began to fill with all kinds of terrible faux pas shenanigans that this child would put herself into.
Well, I must drink from a cup, not the bottle. That is the proper drinking etiquette. once the cup is empty, and only when it is empty do you refill it for another drink. Yet, wherefore?
The child looks back with a genuinely puzzled expression. Toyota? What about Toyota?
'Tis more work for the same amount of alcohol, is it not? To drink from such a petite bowl.
Best car? I don't know anything about cars or car companies. Or how they relate to this.
It is to prevent one from getting completely intoxicated while maintaining control.
Whatever the other child said, it didn't register in this one. Then I don't have? Oh. Don't have the best IDs and don't have the best cars? I guess that's a connection. Like how I don't have Pointillist Yisung, and I also don't have Nouvelette. Cause why would I have the most overpowered characters in the game that can solo run the endgame farming? No, of course not. The child began chugging straight from the bottle. Perhaps it was the unexpected flavor, perhaps it was the piercing aroma, or maybe it was just that strong of a liquor. She immediately expelled the entirety of the bottle's contents like a fountain spray. Do I still mind my random ramblings? Oh, okay. It need not be said that the lecturing child was completely showered in what would ever burst forth from the child's mouth. Cause I'm still up at 1:45 a.m.? Oh. The mind is swirling with insanity. We are Project Moon game players. Our minds are constantly swirling with insanity. That's not a thing that ever stops, no matter what time of day it is. You can tell my mind is also insane because every time I hear the word Toyota, the first thing that I think of is a Star Wars pun involving Master Yoda driving Toyotas. Cause that's normal. It was not my intention to... the flavor was simply too different from what I'd... Tis made of rice, is it not? I thought with quite the confidence that this flavor would be no different from that of silk, siki or kanju.
What did I say? What did I just say? I just told you to drink from the cup, little by little. If you had listened, this would not have happened.
I mean...
Speak properly. Though we may be of the same rank, at this precise moment, I am your instructor and superior. You will do well to address me as one.
Yes, ma'am.
First, you are wielding your chopsticks in a manner most improper.
This was merely to free my other hand for the bottle.
Behold, this is how you properly wield a chopstick. Your sloppy technique is a disgrace.
The other child's lecture continued without end. At this point, it was starting to sound like she was just unloading all of her frustrations on the child for the sake of unloading them. But it was the child's fault, no? Actions do have consequences.
And I will leave it at that. Have you completed your reconnaissance? I've been waiting many days to hear your reports.
I have discovered in my journeys about 5 different respectable locations in the back streets.
That is good news indeed. Yet I must also inquire you about the Kurokumo clans.
Worry not, thy heart. I have spied on the Kumo clan's covers as they dined. 'Tis in 2 days. The liquor near the child's cup rippled as her hand twitched ever so slightly.
Indeed, a match catches fire when struck.
Also because of Impulse passive, I have to build a Lust Resonance team? Oh? I forgot what her active passive was. I thought that was just incorporated in this game Fanatic. Or is that only her passive, not her active passive? This is confusing. Why do they have multiple passives? An entire team that uses lust skills? Like LobCorp Remnant Faust. Also, the narrator's Carmen for these parts. Dante doesn't speak like that. I don't care because I have never met Carmen in Lobotomy Corporation or Lambervuna, so I have no idea what her voice sounds like. I don't know what she sounds like. It's also a lot easier for me to speak in my normal voice during the narration. For most narrators in most games that I play on stream, I always do my normal voice. Which is also why I talk like this for Dante. Even though for most people call Dante a guy, because Dante is a boy's name from the book that they're based on. Even though the game always refers to Dante as gender neutral. So I'm just here to balance that out. Like, most of the player base thinks Dante is a guy. I'm here to say that Dante is a girl. Cause nobody else will. I just haven't gotten far enough in Laboratory Corporation or the Library of Ruina to know anything about Carmen. All I know is she got turned into Angela and also turned into a ghost at the same time. And during the the white nights and dark days, I guess Carmen's ghost got sent out all over the city, and then she started distorting everybody. That's all I know about Carmen. That narrates the ID Uptide story. I think there was only one ID Uptide story that I remember where the narrator clearly pointed herself as being Carmen. I forgot which one it was though. It wasn't Spice Bushy sang, was it? Trying to remember. Was it any of the Walpurgis Night identities? But the real one was like a ghost? Distorting everyone? Yeah. Or Angela only has the copy of the memories. I don't know how this works. Trying to remember which identity it was. That where Carmen clearly pointed herself out. It wasn't the one from Wuthering Heights, was it? I think it was sometime during Ishmael's chapter. I don't think it was Pequod Captain Ishmael. Wasn't the middle. Wasn't Twin Hook. Leo? Maybe it was Leo Rodia or Leo Ryosho. And they meant Carmen mentioned something about distorting the Leo captain from Library of Ruina? I think that's what it was. It was one of the Leo identities. Basically, they copied Carmen memories and blended into Angel. Oh, or it might have been Dawn Office Sinclair. Could have also been that one. Angela's a weird androidish. I don't know how this works. She's a weird android, but in Library of Ruina, she somehow gets a fleshy body. Cause she literally bleeds when somebody attacks her. So not an android anymore. But she was during Laboratory Corporation, I think. But also I've seen some images of... Apparently she is actually... Either Angela or Carmen got turned into some kind of brain with a nervous system in a test tube. I don't know what that was all about either.
Yet we must survive, persist, and one day we'll find ourselves an opportunity. That is what our mentor has told us. You've done well, Don Quixote, venturing so deep into enemy territory.
A handful of them did notice my trail. But they have all been taken care of. The child held up her blade and spoke casually. It was spoken with the same casual cadence as though she had just swatted a few specks of dust from her cloak. Though they may not have started out as members of a syndicate wandering the back streets, the reason the members of Blade Lineage have no hesitation in cutting people down is that they have all each been slayers for a long time, Blade Lineage or not. Yet there's a difference. That the blade they used to wield in service of others is now for no one else but their own. Would like a Roland for next Hellburgers for Heathcliff? Really fits his style? Heathcliff Roland? I think Gregor would make a better Roland. Part of me also wants to say Yi Sang just because of the short black hair. And Roland being all dark and brooding with his past, but that's about it. Like, most of the time, Roland seems really casual and relaxed. Just a regular guy, doing his thing. Heathcliff seems too aggressive to be like Roland. You know the lore, you'll know why? Yeah, I don't know the lore. The farthest I got in Library of Ruina was I cleared the first Malkuth reception, and I got stuck on things like a couple of levels, like the smoke pipes, the smiling faces, smoky characters, and the creaking puppets, I think. That's the last things I remember. Is Heathcliff more? Both of them have a similarity? Oh. I also haven't done Clear All Kathy yet. That would probably make more sense if I get there. But I'm getting distracted. I've already been streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I've been distracted doing the 2 mini episodes and all of the Lineage and Kurokumo side stories. We haven't even started. Oh, we did the first episode. We did the first episode, not the second one. I still need to get to Clear All Kathy. Sometimes something about a meme of Roland that starts with boo-hoo, my wife's dead. I already know Roland's wife, Angelica, is dead. I've heard about that. I saw the little, not really trailer, but little animated video on Project Moon's YouTube about Roland, like going on a dinner date with Angelica. So I know that Roland's wife is dead, but I don't know how that connects to the library or what was his name? Argalia. I think Angelica was Argalia's sister. And I also remember when Roland first entered the library and he heard Angela say her name to him. He was like,
Ah, Angela. That's a pretty name.
So I don't know if Angela and Angelica have some kind of connection,
정보 훈련은
but their names are similar.
오히려 지금은 혹시 빠졌
That's all I know about Roland's wife. And I also don't know anything about Kathy either. I don't even think Heathcliff was actually married. Were they actually married? Were they dating? Or did Heathcliff just have a crush on her? I don't know, we'll figure out when I get there. I don't know if I should refill my tea again before I continue. Probably should. Okay. I'm gonna be right back again. Go refill my tea and use the restroom. And then we'll finally continue Eat My Flesh. At this rate, I don't know if we're gonna finish it in today's stream. We're going very slowly. Hello, I have returned with more tea. I also opened the bag of funny cough drops. So if I... Once this tea runs out, I'll probably take a cough drop so I don't, like, overdose myself on tea, because this is already my 3rd cup today. It's fine. It's totally fine. Everybody stay calm. Stay very calm. Don't worry about it. Alright, now I need to put together a team, don't I? Blade Lineage. Kurokumo. We're ignoring Heathcliff and Ishmael, they exist. Do they have, like, poise IDs that I can use? Do you have poise passive? Without the highest max HP does more pierce damage and less HP. I think they were mostly doing slash damage. What's your passive? Highest speed gains pierce damage, also pierce, wow. Wanna fix rupture. Are you slash? You have to be slash. Without the least speed deals and it takes more damage. That's 3 of Wrath Resonance. I don't know if I have Wrath IDs. Might be better than Ulfi. I guess I can... passive probably don't matter that much. I'm sure it'll be fine. Also, where do I get a support? I need support, Blade Lineage, Result. Level 45. Ah, jumping in. And it's up type 4 as well. Can I give you whatever EGO I want? Or are they stuck on the support? Yeah, once I choose the EGO, it unequips the support. Alright. So there's that. We have one at level 45. For the Yoshio is 40.
화점에 두지.
죽음의
Then
시간이야.
everybody else is 30.
출정이군요.
잠시. 이것만
Uh,
삼키고.
Blade Lineage. I assume I don't want kurokumo. I probably want to stack as much Blade Lineage as I can. I say as I have Ryoshu. Or not Ryoshu. Rodion. I keep confusing their names. They both start with an R. Niyusing is 30.
시간이요.
Otis is 30. And then ignoring Kurokumo, Honglu. The other 3 are level 1. I guess this is our team. It'll be fine, right? I would have a new to be able to get you up to level 40, would I? No. Only 34. Alright, here goes.
칼을 부딪힐 시간이.
Just ignore the fact that I have not checked any of my EGOs. My EGOs are still my Chapter 5 dungeon EGOs.
That one's heading your way, Aniki. Don't worry about me, I'll handle him. Try not to get yourself killed, you got that?
What a mess. We walked out of the bus and right into what appeared to be a battlefield of a violent gang war. Black cloaks flutter under the grey sky and bloodthirsty blades clash violently. The bus had stopped not even 30 paces away from the thick of the battle. They're the Kurokumo clan? Kurokumo clan. I've heard of them before. I'm sure we've had some identities from that syndicate. Some identity cards said Wakashu too. They're a pretty large subsidiary of an even larger syndicate called the Thumb. I think the identities wore outfits similar to the ones they're wearing here. I think you're right. But who are they fighting?
It's gotta be a strife.
Heathcliff replied in a monotone voice, like he was reading from an encyclopedia.
It ain't a rare sight to see syndicates fighting one another in the back streets. Must be something about the street tax or some other trivial turf dispute.
Leeches! Blood-sucking curs seeking to oppress and exploit the weak with violence! Fee! There is nary a place these scum do not infest!
It ain't anything new, lass. Most syndicates are like that. The only difference between them is how far they're willing to go. Like, right, he is... Right, what? What am I saying? Punctuation is weird. Like, right, there he is. Looks like that one over there, and that one walking right at us.
Heathcliff raised his bat and pointed it at the approaching man. He wore the same outfit as the other Kurokumo clan members.
The heck are you looking at? Crowding like you're here to start something? Gonna keep pointing that bat at me? You wanna go? Is that it?
Hey, lower your weapon. Let's not do anything rash. No need to escalate this further, is there?
Otis stepped in to warn Heathcliff, but he did not budge. He remained motionless, the bat still raised and pointing threateningly at the approaching man.
Won't matter what we do here. It's a foregone conclusion. That we're going to have to fight him? Right on, lad. They're in the middle of the strife. They'll be real sensitive about making it clear that this is their turf. What better way to do it than forcing some unwitting travelers to pay the toll for the road? Looks like we've got a smart one here.
The Kurokumo clan henchman strutted before us like he owned the place. Just as I began to wonder about how dumb you could possibly be, you show your shrewd detective side. Gotta say, it's a real mystery. Ishmael muttered at Heathcliff, who was shrugging at us with an expression that clearly read, "I told you so."
Well, since it looks like you clowns already know how this works, let me get straight to the point. The toll is 500,000 on per person.
500,000 on!
Let's see here. 1, 2... right, I count 13 of you here. Since you guys all rode in on a bus, I'm sure there's a driver in there too. Don't just skimp out on us now. I'd like it if we didn't have to make this business messy by going through the bus ourselves.
Did you hear that, Dante? This is totally a highway robbery. It kind of is, isn't it? Well, it didn't really matter how much they were asking for. I wasn't going to negotiate them with them anyway. Ishmael turned and looked quietly in my direction. I nodded back. Halt! There in that field of battle! Don Quixote pointed at something. There lies a wounded dame. We must make haste and rescue her. That was the green, no? No. Just as Don Quixote said, I could catch a glimpse of someone bleeding out on the ground through the chaos of clashing blades and black cloaks.
Oi, what I say about this justice rubbish? This ain't a syndicate this is a syndicate turf war, yeah? No one's more or less honorable than the other. Agreed. It is no complicated mathematics to expect unnecessary allied casualties in this effort, should we involve ourselves in this conflict.
Alas, I do not wish to leave her behind so undefended. I guess it's an improvement. In the early days of our adventure, we would have been dragged into this conflict 5 minutes ago thanks to Don Quixote's recklessly valiant rescue attempt. I suppose she's learned her lessons by trial of fire. She was starting to show restraint for once. But it's a bit different this time. Okay, so I do think that we have to help that woman, but... Oh!
What?
Manager, I didn't think this was what that kind of nod was about.
No, I'm not saying that we should get involved because it's the right thing to do or anything like that. If Ringelis was telling us the truth earlier, there's a chance that we were purposefully made to drive right through this strife, which means that there must be something here they're expecting us to find. They always put us in danger's way for a reason, after all. I just have a feeling that the wounded woman might have something to tell us, maybe an intel of some kind. And if it turns out that we were supposed to get that intel from the Kurokumo clan, and not that woman, then I suppose we'll have to beat it out of them.
Oh. Marvelous, Executive Manager. I, Otis, am actually awestruck by your genius.
Actually? What, is she implying that her usual flattery is phony?
I don't like the way you're treating the Kurokumo clan like we're some pack of stray dogs. I don't think I missed that sympathetic look you gave her, which could only mean that you clowns are chummy with the Blade lineage.
I could practically hear our negotiations, not that I was going to negotiate, falling apart as the man drew his blade.
A rational deliberation followed by a sensible decision. I'll return my appreciation for your magnificent leadership with a flawless victory. All units prepare for battle.
Aye, aye, Captain Otis.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
We hit win rate and oh no, that's struggling. You're level 30, aren't you? Yeah. What level are they? 40? Yeah.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
It's fine. If we're lower levels, that means we gain more sanity when we win clashes, right? It'll be fine.
6점. 이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 그대로 두드려 패.
대부분 분야에서 저는 최고의 성능을 내는
Struggling.
AI이지만 응원은 조금 더 준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던 기능이라 일단 먼지를 털어내야 하거든요.
살을 베어내.
에이, 저것들 너덜너덜하잖아.
That's all our pride.
있는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
Wow. Good tails, Rodion. And that's a double tails. Good job, Rodion. You got it. I'm so proud.
한눈에 봤을 때는
Okay, now start saving skills for wave 2.
유리한 구도를 만들어낸 것 같은데.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
뼈를
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
역시 모르네.
하나 눕혔네. 이렇게 눕혀가다 보면 어느새 끝나는 게 싸우는 법이지.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
혈이 난.
공격 능력 평가? 양호.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
살을 베어내. 뼈를 깎는.
아, 완전 과감한 판단이었어요.
중계하듯이 말하지 좀
승객이 딱
마시라니까.
한 먹였어. 그래도 완전 좋은 판단이었던 건 사실이네요.
I feel like I should probably change my announcers. It feels very chaotic having so many different voices.
한눈에 봤을
Especially the Molar office. They talk for the longest amount of time,
결국에는 유리한 구도를
which is kind of a
만들어낸 것
problem. What EGO do I have? I don't even know. So attack. Other. Mines. Mine is pride. Wait, is that single target? No, it's 5 attack. Wait, but it's blunt. What are they weak against? Weak against slash. Resistant to pierce. Blunt is okay. She's also using a skill 3, so that'll be fine. ESing is struggling. Monk.
즐겁겠군.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
I really love this music though.
역시 모르네.
이상이 무엇이라
I
생각하지?
think the songs I read for Yield My Flesh event are some of my favorite tracks from Limbus Company.
Sad. All bark, no bite. Truly a disappointment.
While the rest of the sinners were slowly recovering from the excitement of battle, Don Quixote did not waste a second before bolting forward to the woman's side. Who are you? Wait, are you one of the... She looks like... No, there's no way she's the kurokumo lady from Liber of Runa. Is she? Actually, she could be, because Bembo had Gimmas in the event, and they were from the general reception. So it's possible that the kurokumo IDs from the story reception could be here as well. I don't think this is her, though. That's a complete lineage outfit, not a kurokumo outfit. I'm thinking of a kurokumo lady. Hark! Art thou... I must check my pulse.
Oh, you can check her pulse through her forehead. Didn't know that was possible. The lady lives. So this lass has the intel we need.
The sinners one by one began to gather around the woman. She was dressed in an all-black garb like the Kurokumo clan members, but her weapon and her outfit were unmistakably distinct. Blade lineage, huh? I looked around at the defeated Kurokumo clan members, then back at her. The difference became even more apparent. Don Quixote slowly and tragically shook her head after checking the pulse on the others.
Executive Manager, I have questioned some Kurokumo clan members during the battle, but no notable intelligence has been gained.
So it's just her then. I hope my gut feelings prove me right.
The lady doth appear to be the sole survivor. We must move her to the bus and administer first aid post-haste. What dost thou say to that?
Yeah, I don't see any other way. We don't carry a first aid kit with us, and I can't turn the cloak to heal her, so... Mersault, do you mind carrying her back to the bus?
I do not.
Thus, we made our way back to the bus. Mersault carrying the dying blade lineage member.
I see that you have hauled in another baggage.
Vergilius didn't seem very happy about this.
Manager, since when did we bring in unauthorized, unverified guests into our bus become such an acceptable practice?
We had no choice. We have to save her first if we're going to get any answers out of her.
Dante explains that this individual will be of no use to us deceased. If she carries the intel we need, then we must first ensure that she survives. On that, Faust agrees with Dante's decision.
What's done is done. However, do be mindful of bringing in strangers onto this bus from now on, Dante.
I had a feeling that Vergilius had much more to say than that, but he simply sighed and dropped the subject. Well...
I believe that Manager Squire hath made a decision most just.
Thanks. Just as I was starting to dread that this bus was doomed to be eternally uncomfortable, Yiseng emerged from the back door with good news.
I have done what I can. Now...
And before he even finished his sentence... Oh, hi!
You look so familiar.
Are you from Limbus?
I don't know why you look so familiar. Or maybe I saw you in a teaser trailer for You Have My Flash Tickling Nimbles.
The woman was awake. Oh boy, I can't wait for her to die later in the story. Which I know she will. It's going to happen. Guaranteed. Lineage of Blades. We go and get...
Where? Team B.
Welcome to the bus! And, we are...
And Odachi?
The blade lineage woman sprang from her prone position, grabbing the sword next to her. She held the grip of her blade, ready to draw it at any moment.
Identify yourselves. Are you with the Kurokumo plan? No.
So, we're...
Then why does that woman wield an Odachi? She'll not listen. We should kill her.
Real chill.
She makes me upset for 2 reasons. 1, she refused to listen, making this conversation longer than it needed to be. 2, she dared to compare their scrap metals to my blade. Is there any reason for me not to proceed with her oof clock?
Yeah, there is. She can't tell us anything if she's dead. She often shows bursts of emotion in the most unexpected times, but at least she listens when I ask her to, which is a relief. I suppose your blade is not exactly like theirs. Your uniform is certainly different. And you, who might you be? You certainly wear a rather loud timepiece. Are you unable to communicate otherwise?
They are our manager, and vocalizations will not reach your ears.
I recognize the scent your voice carries. It's familiar. Scent? What?
Even in the districts that I have resided in, have I not met fellows who speak as I do?
Speak as you do, indeed. Yet I sense familiarity in your voice of verbiage. You must be from District 19, S-Corp, are you?
Though I have fled, that is where I hail from.
I see. So you've also left your home behind. My compatriots often share the same fate as we do. Perhaps meeting someone from the same district helped, though one visibly relaxed before slumping down on a nearby chair. Her breathing was labored.
My name is Yi-san. I have operated on the words you have suffered.
So you've acted with such brutishness despite your kindness. Please accept my apologies. Call me Ayongdu. I'm a sorcerer from the lineage that deals in blades. Oh, Dante! Maybe we can leave the talking to Yusang this time. Looks like we can sit back and let him handle this. I nodded, replying quickly to Rodia's whispers. If you are from District 19, S-Corp territory, then you must be aware of who we are.
I am somewhat aware, though I'm far from acquainted with tales from the streets. I've heard that the Blade lineage is bound to no master, no land. Yet whence do you flee?
It is a tale far too long to be shared in full. All I may divulge is that we had no choice but to seek a territory for us to thrive in.
Perhaps there is aught that we could do to assist, should you deign to impart us the particulars of your pursuers.
Yeongtu shot a sweeping glimpse at all of us. Her eyes appeared heavy with crushing exhaustion. If you and your fellows were skilled enough to defeat this group of foes, then all of you must be quite capable. Kurokumo clan has put a bounty on our heads. Our mentor, my fellows, all of us.
Hold on, this ain't just any other strife then? That sounds more personal than your usual turf war.
As it has always been, District 19 is fraught with corruption and disturbance to the lives of the public. There are very little that us men and women of the Blade, who seek not else but to train and walk the path of martial arts, can do to change the wing who now knows Salpipiel Agroidustries. What? That's a lot of syllables and words. Salpipiel Agroindustrials, or S-Corp. As the odd saying goes, what other choice does a monk who harbors his temple have but to leave it behind? Thus we have departed from our home.
So the people of S-Corp suffer still.
We had departed in search of a new home, yet it was no easy journey. Most territories have already been made homes by others. In order for us to settle, conflict was unavoidable. In the midst of those conflicts, I have the memory of our mentor bringing us an invitation to enter a library of sorts. Regulus, who had been sitting quietly with one leg over the other in a chair far from the rest of us, visibly reacted. I think I remember that word library always got a genuine reaction out of Vergilius.
You have the memory. Quite an odd way to phrase your own recollections.
We arrived at the library hoping to escape the Kurokumo clan's clutches. But all we had done was to lead ourselves into just another field of battle. We were handily defeated. Then all of a sudden we found ourselves stranded in the back streets of T-Corp upon awaking. The bizarreness of such an experience can only be described as by an expression just as odd. Mentor Pepperhead Kim. Her eyes suddenly widened mid-sentence. Youngdu leaped from her seat. I believe that our mentor remains there still. We must make haste to Yongjin's building.
Be not so hasty. Such wild movements may tear the wounds that I have.
What the heck? Is she dead? It is no surprise that a sudden rise in blood pressure in lieu of blood supply would cause one to faint. She has merely lost her consciousness. We're right, manager. She did have some useful intel for us. Yongjin building. I suppose we have some business there then. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know what this has to do with our mission, if any. Hey, hold on a moment. I am stretching, and no one can stop.
Okay. Or maybe it's that library though, you should... Danger! Danger! Bunch of people in Memphis away, swinging swords around, black clothes. Passengers, move out! Protect Mephi!
Executive Manager, they appear to be kurokumo clan's reinforcements.
Well, what can we do? We'll have to think about this later. For now, let's take care of the reinforcements. And here we go again!
파이팅이다.
I also haven't been reading what they're doing. Swipe, slice, keen slash, gain slash damage up. Target doesn't bleed, deal more damage. Inflict bleed. Uninflict 1 bleed. Wow. That's a whole lot of bleed. Good job. Hopeless. Oh.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것. 효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
먹였어. 저것들도 취한 것처럼 흐느적거리는데.
More hopeless. Good job.
아니겠지만요.
You're doing it, he is saying.
잡으시는 게 좋겠어요.
By which I mean you're not doing it.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려 패.
골단.
Wow. Nice tails.
시원하네. 술 먹고 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
There's another wave after this as well. Why are you hopeless? You're the only character I have at level 45 in Uptype 4. What do you mean you're hopeless? What? What? Someone started to apply one sword of the helmet penetrating to highest absolute resonance. Pride. Other lineage allies. 3? 3 other allies? In ascending order of speeds. Slowest to fastest, 2 times max. Huh. I'll use the boys class 1 gain slash power up. Too bad it's hopeless, huh? Are those counters? I think those are counters.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Ow. Never mind, not countering, he's staggered.
너희 중에 부상 인원이
Ouch.
생긴 것 같은데?
공세에서 벗어날 수 있게
Hopeless.
적의 주의를 분산시켜보죠.
물러서지 않겠습니다. 침착한 결과입니다.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것. 공격 능력 평가? 양호.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
Ow!
지금은 기세
Well, that
다시
hurt.
잡았군요.
뭐 위기에 강하다.
We need full attack. Yep.
된다면 사활을 건다.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
Steady. Shh.
살을 베어내고
He's at 16 HP. I don't think that's good. Oh.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
야호.
We're not even at wave 2 and Bersalta is at 16 HP. Does he sacrifice his own HP? Is that what he does? Get the Yango to the slot, skill slot next turn? Until this skill ends, this unit cannot be staggered from taking damage. Well, he got staggered earlier. Clash when game employees. Clash lose after getting hit to you. Use to claim their bone skill. Just claim their bones? So what is that?
혼수는 금기다.
Draw the sword, I can punch you in my flesh. Over there. There it is! To claim their bones. So... he wants to lose a clash with you in my flesh? On crit, deal plus 2% more damage on critical hit for every poison on self. Plus damage on critical hit deal 5% more damage on 1% missing HP on stealth. That's weird.
혼수는 금기다.
Defense. Claim the bones. It's 4 plus 3, 4 coins. A 10 plus points attack me plus 1. Until the skill ends, the unit cannot be staggered. Deals plus 2% more damage on critical hit for every point spent on self. Critical hit. Deal plus 0.5% more damage for every 1% missing HP, which is a lot right now. Inflict bleeding paralysis. That's 4 plus 3 times. This one is 20 minus 8 with a single coin. This is so weird. I don't know what this does. I have skill 2. It's final power by the effects coin. This is so weird. Alright. These are our skill 1s. Get ready for wave 2.
된다면 사월을
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
타겟
Hello.
무력화 확인.
Oh, hopeless.
인사과에 보고해두겠습니다.
That's also hopeless. Is he gonna die? I think he's gonna die. But he wants to have low HP. And he wants to lose that clash. I don't know what he wants.
물러서지 않겠습니다.
He's so confusing.
혈이 낭자오.
Nice. Result is dead. No, wait, he's stuck at 1 HP. How is he stuck at 1 HP?
생긴 것 같은데?
How did he do that?
벗어날 수 있게.
But he also staggered. Why did he get staggered? Do you have a passive that prevents you from dying or something? When 3 or more other blade lineage identities are defeated, getting poise potency count with this unit's own skills and going effects gain 1 more of each. When 5 or more blade lineage allies are defeated, gain 2 more of each instead. Let's try to play Sworn Play in the homeland. He doesn't have that right now. When at 5 plus poise, upon skill use, skill 1 and skill 2 gain glory power. Plus 3 number of coins, minimum 1. That's a lot of numbers. Deal plus 30 coins, damage on critical hit. When at 7 plus poise, deal more numbers, more crits. Then 3 Pride Resonance. In this encounter, when this unit takes damage that brings their HP down to 0, nullify that damage. Then this unit's HP cannot drop below 1 for the turn. But he's staggered for the turn! When this unit gains poise potency count with its own skill or coin effects, deal 1 poise potency and 1 poise count to 2 other blade lineage allies with no poise, or with at least poise. At least 1 poise. There are 6 or more blade lineage allies participating in this encounter. You have 2 poise potency and 2 poise instead. Oh, well, I kind of have 1 kurokumo member in the way. Whoops. Maybe I need another blade lineage. You know, my level 1 blade lineage unit. That one.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네. 그렇게 물어주면
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
I think it's Sinclair that is missing. Could fluid sack? Wait, how is Mersault still alive? How did he get to 1 HP? That's weird. But okay. I guess blue attack.
즐겁겠군.
Let's go,
이
Tails!
전투는 승리할 거예요. 아름다운 것. 피어나.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
흉터의 결과요.
Ta-da! I did it.
검을 잔뜩 휘둘러 버렸네. 이 정도로 상쾌하고 개운한 기분.
Well, Sinclair's in level 6 now, technically not level 1. Uninvited. That's us, we're uninvited. I don't want to get rid of my level 40 Ryoshi though.
망설임 없이
My level 40 uptime floor, kurokumo Ryoshi. Or not Ryoshi, Rodia. I still keep confusing their names. I'm so bad with names. But hey, we have 6 play lineage units now. Why are you not on your trial? It's supposed to be on support. That's better. Is that why your HP was so low and why you're losing clashes? I have to keep reapplying the support on every encounter. I thought I would have stayed. Whoops. Oh well, it's fixed now. I don't suppose I can level you up at all. I can get you to level 26. Probably not worth it. Let's see how this goes.
그대 이 검이
Oh,
필요해.
play lineage team.
뭐야
Two waves again.
파이팅이다.
Don Quixote is struggling. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. Wow. Where's the enemy getting all those heads from with their zero sanity?
평가?
Something's not right.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
Oh, this please.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
Hopeless. It's not that hopeless if you get heads and then get tails, right? It'll be fine. Probably.
없도록.
Why is Sinclair doing the best right now? Why is Don Quixote tired?
육점. 너희 중에 부상 인원이 생긴 것 같은데?
공세에서 벗어날 수 있게
The
적의
thing is
지위를
struggling.
인상시켜보죠.
Oh, this is hopeless. Oh, I can evade.
된다면 사활을 건다.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려
Never mind, cannot evade. She failed horribly.
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
You're unopposed. He's unopposed. There we go.
즐겁겠군. 확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
배워냈어요.
뼈를 깎는다.
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의 기록이 감지됩니다. 만약 제가 인간이었고
Oh boy.
조금 더 쾌활한
Do
성격이었다면
I know a repression
당신과
emitter?
하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요.
Probably should. Yup, that's hopeless. Do your counter, you can live, right? You can totally live.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것. 효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
육점.
참고로
살을 베어내고.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요. 모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
치명적인 한방이었어. 거의 진압되겠는걸요?
맞아. 여기까지 다 울리지
Oh. Well, that sucks. You're saying it's struggling.
후. 내가 있는 곳까지 흔들리던데.
Oh, hey, there's no struggling or hopeless. Let us go.
기회를 새겨주겠어.
깜짝이야.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작살을 내놨어.
배워냈어요.
Victory! Ta-da! We returned to the bus after dispatching the Kurokumo clan members that attacked the bus. Excuse me, Holmes? Where? Whom? What? Only to be greeted by an unfamiliar face. There was a woman sitting in the frontmost seat of our bus. Is it not Charon? Interesting. Guide? I believe that we both made it quite clear that no guests are to board the ship without prior consultation. That discussion was not even an hour ago, in fact.
Yes, we did. No outsiders, to be exact. Isn't it clear as day as to who she is?
I noticed that she was wearing a familiar uniform with the logo clear and emblazoned on her chest. Are you from the LCCB?
LCCA, the after team, manager clock.
Right. I could see that she was wearing the red emblem on her shoulder. Huh? Oh, wait, can she hear what you're saying?
No, don't have any talent in TikTok interpretation either. But it was pretty easy to tell with that blank, stupid look they were giving me.
I don't even have a face. What are you talking about? Do you even have the common decency to mince your... Ishmael Scout about to tell the woman off, until she coughed and collected herself. Maybe she suddenly recalled her old attitude.
I am team leader Kaiman. Limbus Company clearance after team, normal operations unit 2.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone from the after team in person.
Of course not. All that them blokes do is sweeping in to pick up the spoils after we're done with all the hard work.
Let me set something straight, Backstreet smut.
What?
The after team is charged with cleaning up the mess that you ungrateful waste of lives leave behind. Sweeping in to pick up the spoils? No. We did the very difficult work of sweeping up your stinking poop all under the rug.
Waste of lives? Is that how you guys see us?
Oh, that's not all. Waste of lives, bumper cars, the most expensive bus in the world, meat shields, maniacs with more luck than they deserve, and then some. Doesn't seem like the most relevant conversation topic for now, though.
You better change your tone now.
If you give me one reason to, then I will. Unfortunately, it is my personal philosophy to be stubbornly set in my ways, unless I'm given a good reason to change. Sure, it's your job to collect the golden balls no matter what, but I'm having a lot of trouble scrounging up even an ounce of respect for a group of half-wit idiots who don't even give a dang about the people who have to clean up after them.
That's enough, Team Leader Gaiman.
Very well. I was intending to reprimand them. I'm here to relay the orders from the head office.
Kaiman produced an envelope, opened it, and pulled out a paper from within. She began to read it out loud.
LCB additional mission assignment prior to T-Corp Golden Bow retrieval operation. 1. Eliminate and or secure the distortion in the area. 2. Recover the monolith, an artifact in the shape of a black stele from this same site.
Boy. My eyes are glazing over, I'm struggling to read. So many words. Maybe I need to stretch again.
Recover the monolith, an artifact in the shape of a black stele from the same site.
A monolith? Oh, what's this now?
Distortion? Are you saying that they've already distorted?
I don't know. Limbus Company clearance is not part of that extra operation. I was merely ordered to relay this information to you, as I happen to be taking care of some other job at T-Corp. I believe that our one and only mission was to recover the golden bows, since when did it become part of our job to play errand boy fixers? Since no. Besides, I don't see what the difference is between an average errand boy and your team. All you ever do is picking up and delivering the golden bows, no?
Right. I guess the after team is full of crowds just like you, huh? Oda grumbled like she was imagining a department full of caimans. Caiman quietly took a sweeping look at the complaining sinners, then approached me.
Manager Cloak?
Yes?
Can't hear what you're saying anyway, so just listen. Allow me to kindly explain some things for you and your minions, since all of you appear to be out of the loop.
Caiman crossed her arms and leaned against the bus seat, as though she was about to start a lecture.
LCB's primary objective is to retrieve the golden bows. Yes, can't deny that. But parading around telling everyone that Limbus Company specializes in retrieving golden bows would be stupid, don't you agree? And it's not exactly the most lucrative business, if at all.
I suppose so. I've been wondering about the company's finances for a while. Where do we even go for funding from?
Well, there's no need for you to concern yourself with the company's finances. We have much more than enough capital to do what we want. What the company really lacks, however, is public standing and a cause.
A cause?
Limbus Company decided to find our cause in distortions. No significant
I'm struggling to talk! Maybe I do need a cough drop. I have water.
Limbus Company decided to find our cause in distortions. No significant organization had yet taken charge of managing instances of the distortion phenomenon.
Val's told me some time ago that it hasn't been long since the distortions began appearing in the city.
Limbus Company is building our reputation as a professional distortion prevention and control company that doubles as a research center for the distortion phenomenon, which means that we need to produce real results, in more ways than one, that is.
I did hear that this epidemic of distortion phenomena can be pretty annoying to deal with.
No one has properly defined what these distortions truly are. This means that not many are willing to jump into dealing with this new phenomenon blind. We did hear that some are preparing to launch an association primarily dealing with distortions, but that's all it is, an association. We intend to deal with it on a corporate level.
Right, but how's any of that our business? What reason do we have to go out of our way to tussle with those distortions?
Here's how it's your business. The order came all the way from the top, the highest authority of our company. Don't they teach you how to follow orders in the slums?
That does it. You're not leaving this bus alive.
Manager?
Caiman ignored Heathcliff, who was visibly fuming and daring to face me.
My attitude toward your minions and this company's attitude toward them. It all depends on the choices you make in your leadership.
With that, she released an envelope from under her arm and handed it over.
At the end of the day, though, the choice is yours. Your men aren't completely wrong. If you would like to focus solely on your primary mission, the golden bows, then fine. It's not like the company is going to kick you out and kick you and your meat shields out. But do understand that the company's treatment of the sinners may change depending on what you decide to do here.
Regulus listens quietly, his eyes shut.
Now then, Red Gaze, I'll be taking my leave now. Until next time.
Fine, but next time I'd prefer if you would watch your language. These meat shields are still under my guidance. So try not to disturb me as well,
Well, that depends on what the manager does, doesn't it? Excuse me.
She left, leaving nothing but the awkward silence behind.
Is she gone? Bloody prick.
After that brief moment of quiet, everyone began sighing and complaining, as though they'd just been ungagged.
Almost burst a blood vessel listening to all that. I thought I'd soften my temper with age.
Still, good work keeping those non-violent guys. Keeping things non-violent, guys.
I don't think she said anything wrong, though. I found her manner of speech quite convenient. There was no need to unnecessarily read between the lines. I had little trouble understanding her and organizing my thoughts accordingly.
I guess that's one way of looking at things.
Wrong?
I don't think the stream disconnected for a split second, but now it's fixed. Okay. I guess that's one way of looking at things. Anyway, she's right that we really don't have much to say in the matter. If the company asks us to do our jobs, we do our jobs.
I don't have anything to add myself. I have no issues with following orders.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I tried my best to cheer up the sinners as I opened the envelope she left behind. Not much of note was in there. One old-fashioned walkie-talkie, a bunch of signed and stamped paperwork, and... Mission location. Yongjin Building.
Let's go, Karon.
Yongjin, right, Ferg? Got it. I'm feeling it. Bzz, bzz. Here we go. Vroom, vroom. Judging by the lack of surprise, both Karon and Vergilius already knew where to go. And the bus took off. Wow, what a coincidence.
승부수가 먹혀들었군. 판사는 완벽히 우리.
Who would have thunk that Blade Lineage Mercil did the most amount of damage?
이 기사를
Oh my.
잃지 않기를.
Oh wow. He did the most amount of damage by a long shot. Fast did some damage, but then everybody else suddenly drops down a lot. Weird. Which is especially weird because Fast is only level 30. Most of my units are at 30. Sinclair is the only one who should be noticeably dropped down. Which he has the least amount, but he's barely behind Otis. What happened to Otis? Oh, let me see. Okay. That's also combat. It's Yongjin Building. And we're at 4 out of 12. Before we continue, I feel like I've been getting really hungry for some reason. It's probably why I keep spacing out. It's getting harder and harder for me to read. So I'm probably gonna end the stream for now and go get some food. And then after I finish eating, I'll come back. I'll start streaming again later today. Or later tonight, whatever time it is. I don't know. I'm gonna end the stream for now and go get food. And I'll see you all later today. And we'll continue from where we left off right here. Bye bye! I'll see you later. Probably, most likely,